We are live. Woo! Mint.
Woo! What a momentous day today.
Absolutely. Looks like Dave's frozen up a little bit there, but I am so excited to be here. I cannot wait to mint my first 2D epic. I just got out of that AMA. I'm a little scatterbrained. Jeep was there. Dave was there. And I think that's just a representation of how hard this team works. And, we have a great leader, John. John has just nonstop stayed up for days at a time, hours at a time. He's constantly working. You always see him in the community chat. He's always keeping us updated and as transparent as he can be. I've found nothing but family in this project, and I'm so grateful to be here for this momentous day.
Yes, sir. I have my $358 worth of USDC ready to go. I have some ETH in my wallet for gas and to feed pork chop.
Absolutely. I haven't looked at any other platforms yet. I'm assuming that we are streaming live on YouTube. We're on Twitter.
Sorry, everybody. We are on the WPT YouTube. We're on the WPT Twitch, and we're on video live stream on the WPT_investing Twitter page. Sorry, the reason why we're so late is my internet, as you've probably already seen, is giving me awful trouble tonight. So
that's okay, man. We are not too far away. I haven't seen the green line come in yet, but I'm going to be watching my DApp. I'm going to be watching that DApp. I'm assuming the minute that these things are ready, you're going to see something popping up on WPTDAPP.io. That's where you can mint these little epic machines that are going to earn you some bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? I'm ready for bacon. We've been talking about bacon. I'm brainwashed. I've been brainwashed, and I almost made myself a BLT for lunch, but I figured I'd wait.
Sorry for bacon. Like 1 million supply. We're getting a seed entry level for when it goes live staking. Like, what's better than that? And plus you're going to have the NFT that you're going to earn your bacon. It's going to be swappable for USDC. This passive income is going to be absolutely insane. I don't think people even understand just how big bacon's going to be.
Yeah, it's...
Woo, Jeepin's back.
I'm back.
My wallet is connected. I've got my staking DApp open. I've never done anything like this before. I'm assuming that as fast as John can say it, I'll be able to keep refreshing my app here and probably see something pop up in the staking realm. On the same app where we stake our WPT tokens, unless I'm mistaken.
No. It's funny. I was looking at Charlie's comment. He wants to see my new piano.
I know, yeah. I don't think you can show it.
I've got such a mess behind me because I was sick for
so look
a while there and ended up sleeping downstairs here. So.
Until you mentioned that, I thought that was your house for a second, and then feeling. I thought, wait a second, you're at Waddy's house.
Yeah, that is not my house.
Where are we at, Dave? What do you know that I don't know? You keep freezing up a little bit there, but I'm sure we'll get that internet connection going. Jeep, have you been updated by John? Have you seen anything? I was in the AMA, pretty busy for an hour. I know you were too, but did you sneak back and forth and catch anything that I didn't grab? You got any tidbits for me?
What I know is that we are in the final phases of testing, so we're just waiting. Right now, it's the NFTs are on the main net, with Brew Labs. Brew Labs doing their thing, making sure we're safe, making sure it's secure. We want to make sure the transactions are both safe and secure. And that said, yeah, I think that at some point, our boss man is going to let us know that NFTs are ready to purchase. And I am, like I said, I have my USDC set aside. I have my ETH for gas. We actually called an audible. It's funny that I used that term earlier, and I forget that audible is an American football term. So the Brit in the room didn't know what I meant by audible, but calling an audible, if I was playing football, would be I'm at the line and I see that the play is going, let's say, right to the right of me, and there's all this protection. I'm going to say, well, call an audible. We're going to go left instead, right in the last minute. And so right here, we learned that Brew Labs, kind of is working out some things, and what the audible is that instead of WPT token going directly into pork chop, it's going to be Ethereum, which to me is great. That's something where Ethereum, it can be used. That coin is what's already being brought back from that ROI from corporate syndication, and we're already using it effectively. Sometimes we use the rinse and repeat model, right? We send it back out for syndication, coming back strong. We have the buybacks. Just gives us a lot of options there. So I think that this was a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely. And I'm just so thrilled to be a part of this process. I've been watching my rewards just on the WPT staking. I haven't done too much as far as farming, but I've been dabbling in these 3 pools and watching this passive income coming in with the amount that I put in there. And we've been fluctuating between 70 cents and 120 in a nice healthy consolidation where it looks like we're getting ready to rip. I can only imagine what these passive rewards are going to look like just alone on the WPT staking. When we do hit about $5-10, it's going to be beautiful. I'll have no reason other than just to let my WPT sit there and continue to do what I'm doing. So as we move into these 2Ds, knowing that's going to feed pork chop, especially with the ETH, like I love pork chop. I've got some intimacy. I'm not a big fan of whales, but I love pork chop. I love pork chop. And there's Dave. We were just talking about the $10 WPT token, which I hope we get there today. I really do, because I'm just waiting for that momentous occasion where the Clippers come out and we have an auction off to Ape Trap's charity of choice. I can't wait for these rewards, though, from these NFTs. I mean, I've seen the proof in the pudding with WPT staking, and I know that these NFTs are not going to disappoint when we are able to go live on that staking DApp. I am so excited. Just as excited to get one of these 2Ds as I am to stake it. So,
yes, sir.
I don't know what you missed there.
I don't want WPT to hit $10 at all. So, I can keep my beard.
He's gonna try pulling something like it never hit 10. It never hit 10. It went right past it. We're sitting at $11.50. That never happened. I said when it hit 10.
On a technicality, if it never sees 10, the beard stays.
Oh no!
If we go from $9.99 to 11 straight away, it never stopped on 10. That beard stays. That's technical here. But no, definitely. Sorry, my internet's giving us some awful trouble here tonight. We had a bit of a storm earlier on, so I think it's a whole kind of area thing. So apologies, everyone. No, but thanks everybody for joining. It is a mint party. Our NFTs go live today. We're gonna have the 2Ds NFTs. They're $358. Originally, we were gonna have USDT, USDC, and we're going to be able to mint with them. We're going to be able to use them, but due to a couple of things today and a bit of testing, it's only going to be USDC. And you're going to need some Ethereum gas and additional 0.0089 in Ethereum as well. That goes on top of the normal Ethereum gas. So that's what you're going to need to actually mint our NFTs. If you have any whitelists, so if you brought any in pre-sale or won any in competitions, if you can mint those first and then go on to your whatever you want to purchase yourself. I'm excited, man. Like, to be fair, I need as many NFTs from all three collections as I can possibly get. I want one of those Nala 101s eventually when, you know, they come out as well. I want everything that WPT can offer, because let's be honest here, we're not buying some silly monkey picture. We're not buying some, you know, just a piece of art on a digital screen. As some people appreciate, I'm not a huge fan of an apes down there going, yeah, you're an absolute ass. You know, I love the art down there. But I don't get me wrong. I appreciate the effort these guys put in. I love that the community gets behind them, all this kind of stuff. But utility to me is the most important thing. And if you want utility, you're not going to get it anywhere like WPT.
Yeah, you know how to do reverse psychology in America?
How's that?
Go on.
You didn't see it.
It flashed really quickly. I just saw this.
Took me a while. In my defense, I have a calculator in front of me because, you know, we typically rely on our math whiz, Mia, to help us here. But, you know, David mentioned 0.0089. I was just looking at the current price of ETH. 0.0089 is roughly about $13. Where does that $13 US, you know, worth of ETH, where does that go? It goes into the treasury. Best spot
it's going
for it, baby.
Right into our treasury, right into Pork Chop. If you don't know what Pork Chop is, get into the Telegram /Pork Chop and take a look at what that baby's doing. Today alone, I just like to, this morning there was, it was about $200 in Pork Chop because we've been using it daily, hourly, whatever kind of suits best the community. So it was relatively empty this morning. There's now over 4 ETH sitting in Pork Chop right now. In one day, we've brought back nearly $6,000.
No,
more than $6,000.
I have to stop you there, Big D.
Yep.
It was used for a buyback.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been driving home and in work. I landed in here. I got this set up. I got a bit of testing. I was on that space with Ape Trap. You know what I mean? So I've not even seen the Telegram in the past two and a half hours, really.
Yeah, but it was used for a buyback. How awesome is that?
Yep.
Stabilizing us out.
Yeah.
What's our price now then? I mean, I haven't seen it.
It's 112 right now, which is a good, healthy balance for us. What I like to look at is how fast Pork Chop fills up, and that buy had to have happened in the last half an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we've already gained $315 in Pork Chop. I mean, you do the math. You know, we're earning 3 to 4 ETH a day, and that thing, it doesn't take long for that thing to build up. In the first, in the first 90 days that I was there, I was blown away at how fast that thing was building up. And at that point, it was doing 1 to 2 ETH a day. Lately, we've been doing 3 to 4 ETH a day in Pork Chop. And that tells me that John's doing the work on the corporate side. He's making that real world fiat come in. Those 30 plus MCA lenders that are helping to facilitate this utility that we have with corporate America and DeFi is working. It's 100% working. We've got Jeep, who's a former ITT specialist. I don't want to misquote your titles there, but I know that you spent a lot of time diagnosing and looking into financial companies and looking for loopholes or little flaws. And it's good to have someone like Jeep in this project because he feels comfortable and bullish about this project. Myself being a business operator and knowing what it takes to operate a business, knowing the fine details that comes into it as far as what's expected of us as corporations. And I'm just an S corp, and there's quite a bit that I have to do in order to stay on top of the game with state, local, and federal regulations within my industry. Being a C corp, which is a step up, there's a lot entailed in that. And I have the highest respects for this project and the way that they've gone about their approach in a bear market, for a bear market, for the people, by the people. Licenses are on the line. Don't think these guys are here for the short term to make a quick buck. They're here for you. They know if they can make you money, they're going to make money. And they know if this project succeeds, they're going to succeed. And a lot of eyes have opened up to that. And my eyes are wide open on this thing. And I'm just super grateful to be here. But I spoke for Jeep. Jeep, tell me a little bit more about that, because I love the fact that, you did that and you saw WPT and your eyeballs popped out too.
Yeah, no, happy to do that. So yeah, my background is in IT. I have almost 20 years of IT experience, actually over that if you include my military background. So that said, I've kind of progressed into actually I'm an auditor for financial institutions. I look at balance sheets. I look at the health of financial institutions across America every day. And finances has just been my thing. Combining with IT, crypto really is just a natural fit for me. I do think that it's going to be, right now everybody's probably thinking, oh yeah, no, this is it. We were already kind of even late to the game, but we're just so early. Crypto is the next big thing. It's the next big thing since the internet came out. So for what that's worth. That said, I didn't really know. I used to mine Litecoin years ago because of my IT experience, was able to build a miner and whatnot. Didn't really understand it as well as I should have, but made some money at some point when the market became bullish, and you could have had any coin and it was going to stick. And at that point, I became a little bit of a degen, looking at all sorts of projects and okay, this Inu, that Inu, Elon is tweeting about this. Okay, I was just trying to keep up with it. But through the year or two that I was doing that, I realized that sustainability is really key, because I was either rugged right away, and then you're like, what happened? I learned quickly what liquidity was, and exit liquidity especially. But the second or B is that if you don't have sustainability in your product, if you don't have some sort of fortification, we use that term a lot with WPT, because this is fortify, because this is one of the first projects that I came across personally. I mean, I know that you guys probably have your own experience, but personally, I have only seen 2 projects that are bringing outside monies back into the crypto ecosystem. So as we're in this bear market, the reason why we're not just slowly dripping down to back down to like 0.00 whatever, and we're up over $1, is because of that real world ROI coming back, fortifying our system. I won't invest in any other projects these days.
Yeah. It's not like we're selling merchandise in the real world to bring real world money back in. This is the real McCoy. It's far from a sinking ship on many levels. I think the one thing that some people struggle with, and it's a real struggle. And I know for me, it took a while to digest and figure out what this animal was all about. I came in here. It took me 2 days to figure out, like, I couldn't understand it, but I saw something in the community and the team that was attractive. And the more that people spoke and they made it open and available for me to ask questions, and the inclusiveness that happened in this community, it set me up to be able to dive further, to understand what's happening here at WPT. The tokenomics are off the chain. I remember when I first did the tokenomics video on YouTube, and I was like, I don't even understand what I'm saying or doing. And I put it out and everyone was like, it's so good. You explained it so well. I'm like, yeah, I explained it. It was put on a piece of paper, but I didn't quite and I still to this day, it's hard to understand the entire process, but I'm starting to see there's little mini, the puzzle pieces are connecting, at least for me, the way that I learn and operate. It's by repetitiveness. It's by making some mistakes. I've made a couple of those here, been in the Shema box a couple times with the big boss. And, I what I love about this project is there's room for all of us to grow and understand this thing. And I think 2 years from now, I'm going to have just as hard of a time as this ecosystem grows to understand, where we're going. I know there's going to be some level 10, concept that he's going to come out with, and I'm going to go, oh man, I got to understand something again. And it's going to take me a month to figure it out. But it's an animal. It's an animal. And I think a lot of investors might have a hard time understanding what it is, because it's so different from other projects. It's so different. We didn't come out with a comic book or like Dave said, a monkey on a paper. We came out with pigs on a paper, but there's utility behind them.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to kick other projects. Everybody, everybody's into their own thing. But for me personally, I like having a sustainability. I like that we're bringing ROI back from the outside world in to feed the utility. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing to me. Like I don't like the community aspect of this is absolutely fantastic.
I see Nadine's with us. What's up, Nadine? Let's go.
Big D, you're cutting out on us. I think you're getting stuck in the blockchain. It's going in the blockchain. Somebody go towards the light, Big D, towards the light.
It's okay. We can sit here and just make fun of his faces that he makes when he gets freezed up.
Yeah, no, I mean, what he was saying was exactly it. I mean, I like other projects. I like hey, who wouldn't want a Bored Ape Yacht Club? I mean, they're going for quite a bit of money, right? So, but I think the future is utility, and having some sort of utility-backed NFT is where it's at. And knowing that our boss, our leader, Jonathan, has that foresight, to I think of him as young, because I'm older, but somebody at his age, he really gets finance. He's been doing it for 15, 20 years. And it's so cool to see a leader that is young and hip, and he understands. He's not trying to kind of crowbar his way into crypto. It's a natural fit for him.
Yep.
And I prefer that kind of leadership.
Yeah, he's got an edge on him too. I can appreciate that. He's a fighter, and I think for a project like this, you need a little bit of bulldog, and we've seen that bulldog come out a couple times. He's a kind, loving-hearted man, but you got to respect the guy. You got to respect how hard he works, and it's unfortunate, but it happens in projects more often than not, where you're going to get FUD, you're going to get obstacles, you're going to see things that don't happen the way they were planned to happen. Things are going to be misread, misinterpreted, and it's all about how the project navigates and how the dev and the team navigate those hurdles. And I think we've done an immense job jumping through that. There were some moments when things got, it always seems too, like when we're at the highest moment of pressure, right? The team seems to operate at its highest function.
It's true.
And at that point, when we're all so focused, something so bullish happens. And it was happening just the other day. It's been happening to us for the last month and a half, and some things got changed, and we had to make sure that our NFTs were secure, and that Brew Labs was able to do their job. And you know, they've done their part, and John's done his part, and the team's done their part. And it got a little scary, not gonna lie, but you know, we're here for the fight. You know, whether this thing goes to 1 cent or $100 or higher. You know, I think a lot of these cores that you're seeing within the community and the team, we're going to be here either at the top or at the bottom. You know, it's not just the captain going down with the ship or to find fresh lands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of fresh lands, that's something that Jonathan has said. He said the best way to make a millionaire is to become a millionaire is to make everyone around you millionaires too. And that's his philosophy. And I had never heard that before. And I like it because, you know, it reminds me of the quote that Steve Jobs said. And I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something about, you don't hire people to tell them what to do. You hire people so they tell you what to do. Right. And that's kind of where we're at right now is we each have individual talents and life experience, and we're bringing that to this project, and we're making cumulative decisions. You know, we each have a say. Now, Jonathan has the final say, which is good because he really has pioneered this and he has the vision. But it's cool to know that we have a little bit of a say. The community definitely has a say. You know, he's super generous, and it's a style of leadership that, you know, is really kind of foreign in crypto from my perception.
Dave, you got yourself back there. We were enjoying the fish lips that were frozen on the screen for about 5. Yep, there it is.
I'll tell you what. Before I get rugged again, my internet's absolutely atrocious. I apologize, everybody. You'll see my face come like this. They're frozen in. I'll tell you what. Look, I have a couple of Ape songs. Do you want me to play them, mate?
Yeah, no, play them.
They're so good too. I'm sorry. I can't believe that it's you, Ape. I'm calling. I want to see you recording. I need to see video footage of this.
The mastermind.
It's professional quality. Good job. Can't wait for everyone to hear this.
Right, ready.
Oh, I like this one. Little short clip.
This little piggy built a house out of gold bricks. No wolf gonna puff, blow, don't slip. Piggy feet level, we'll be beating up a fat lip. Backstab, eat you in the back rib. Baby back in the back when Lambo. How much can the backbone handle? More than jeans and a quarter red candle. Made a call, but instead got rambled. Now Ape's going gone on a ramble. Bit the bullets, spit the bomb back, boom. How many pigs can you fit in the room? We raising the floor, we flagging the moon. Like Nala's bikini, we bigly mood. Oh no, Ape didn't, he about to get sued. But this is my lane, I'ma gas it for room. Zoom on my brain, you can visit the zoo.
So little funny part about the Nala part is I kept questioning back and forth, like, should I mention Nala in this one, or am I going to get in trouble? And I figured I'm playing it safe, you know. Nala, when I said like Nala's bikini were bigly mood, Nala had put out a tweet where she was on her patio drinking and sipping a martini. And this is our lawyer, and she was wearing her bikini out there, and I just love it. It said a lot about her character, who she is, you know, not just outside of a lawyer, but as a woman, having fun. And I figured I'd throw it out there and test the water. So I got her approval. I got her approval, and I was happy to say that she didn't mind that she was thrown in there. But that was the one thing that I put in that little thing where I was like, I don't know if I should sail those waters talking about Nala, but she's a solid. I respect her so much. And any women in the space, if you're listening, we respect you and what you bring to the table. And you know, Mia, the quiet little Mia, she's done so much. I don't know if she's listening or not. She does a lot of listening and not a lot of talking, but man, that girl is smart, and she puts so much effort into those fact bots. And she is a brain. She's soaking up so much information about WPT. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if she started her own project one of these days. soaking up all this information and how she processes it.
Babe, I hate to tell you, I am actually Mia.
Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that, man. That threw me back for a second. That's a good voice changer. You should have hid your lip. You should have hid your lips for a second. I would have taken.
I should have had a second account.
Mia's so smart. We talk almost every night, and I actually knew Mia from before. Mia, I have known her probably almost a year now, and she is just so smart. And I was really hoping that she was going to become a part of WPT. And when I saw that she moved over to WPT, I was like, oh my goodness, can I be a part of this too? Because I know Mia has the same mindset as me, the same mentality with the fortification and looking to make sure that the investment's safe. She seems to be risk averse, which is not a bad thing, right? I mean, this is a very risky space if you look at cumulative, but I don't go to bed. I know, Dave, you said this before, you don't go to bed wondering about like, oh, are they going to rug on me? Am I going to not have any of my funds in the, anymore? Is there any liquidity left? We don't have those worries here.
This is the weirdest project I have ever been in since, the 4.5 years I'm in crypto or whatever it is. I don't even check the price of WPT on a regular basis. I could go days without checking it. It's only if somebody brings it up in a space or in the Telegram, and I go, oh, are we that much? Sweet. I genuinely, it's something I don't look at. Do you know what I mean? And it's very weird for me. I used to set alarms in the middle of the night for some of my investments to check that they still existed, So this is something, this is new. This is why we came up with that whole Fortify concept. You know what I mean? It has not been done in this way in DeFi, I believe, as of yet. You know what I mean? There's projects talking about it. There's some people implementing some type of stuff, but I don't think it's actually been nailed down and actually done,
Fortify. The thing is that it's so cool to know that, even with this NFTs, the sale, right? So there's a small percentage that's going to pork chop, and that pork chop is actually an ETH. So that means that it could be used for syndication. It could be used for buyback. I mean, there's so many options. If it goes out for syndication, your $13 may come back as, $25. And if you multiply that by the amount of our investors and you multiply that by the amount of NFTs sold and whatnot, oh my goodness, we are just firing on all cylinders. And then you can take that and, let's say, perform a buyback. Yes, it lifts the price. That's great. It also puts those tokens away. And those tokens are what I'm finding in other projects that are actually what I consider safe, right? I don't worry about liquidity. They're having issues, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they're having issues sourcing new tokens because they didn't have the foresight to understand that they needed more tokens after their staking pools ran out. So their staking pools are coming up on expiring, and they're saying, how do we get more of these tokens? Well, we're going to have to pull from a treasury. Well, that stinks. We don't have that problem because we've already put them in the treasury. We're not pulling from the ETH. We're pulling from the WPT token count and rewarding our investors. And that is something where I can't wait to see the APRs going up.
And most importantly, we're not minting new tokens. We're a max supply of 10 million tokens. So like feeding those pools is all that return to ROI. Pork chop's owning a huge, I think are we up to 6.7% now? Maybe a bit more?
Yeah, if not, yeah.
It builds quick.
Like 6.7%, it doesn't sound like a lot to maybe some people listening, and if you're new, we are 110, 112 days old, something along those lines. We have over 80 grand currently going out for syndication, and we have that's $670,000 plus worth of WPT currently locked up in pork chop. that can be distributed back into pools at any time we want at this stage. We're gone past the original 60 days. So as we get more holders, those APRs come down, we can just decide, well, the APR is a bit low. Let's sprinkle and spread the love over here. You know what I mean? This pill, that pill, spread it across, make everybody happy. You know, that's what we're here for. We're promoting passive income. Like, we don't want people to be just selling their whole bags of WPT and cashing out tomorrow. Yeah, I made 10, 20%, 2x, 3x. That's not what we're looking for. What we want you to do is to be able to stake, earn that passive income, and you can sell a portion, half, most of those rewards, reinvest a little bit, and build your bags that way while sustaining your outside income or your outside livelihood. Like, this is what we want. We want people to be financially free. And you don't do that by just cashing in all today, you know what I mean, and then sticking it into something else tomorrow. Investors invest. Investors take profit.
We lost you again, Dave. Are you there?
But what you do is you take, apologies, this internet is so bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You only got cut for a little bit at that point, so you're back now.
Yeah, I had to jump on the bad band of internet, unfortunately. But like, look, that's what we're promoting here, and this is what these NFTs are going to do. Like, these NFTs are going to be absolute monsters in their own right. Like, the fact that you can have a token rewarded that you can swap directly for a stable coin like USDC, which is, you know, it's an asset-backed stable coin, dollar for dollar, and the passive income possibilities are huge. Like, we're going to eventually swap that USDC for $X. If you're only listening in, $X is going to be our own asset-backed stablecoin, and it's going to be huge. There's very few asset-backed stablecoins at the moment. Everything else is algorithmic. I keep getting, since last night, I don't know what it is, Jeep, and since we were doing that read up, I keep losing that word. But
algorithmic.
yeah, like, you know what I mean? We're gonna have an asset. Yeah, you can say it, man. I can't. It's gone now. It's gone. But yeah, like, there's very few out there that's available at the moment, and obviously since Lunaterra issue or fiasco or catastrophic failure, you know what I mean? The governments around the world are really narrowing in on those coins. So everything either has to be asset backed or it has to be not a stable coin at all. And this is like, we didn't come up with $X because of the Lunaterra. This has always been part of our ecosystem. This has always been a plan. This isn't a reaction. This was a foresight we had back in February. You know what I mean? We knew we needed this. You know what I mean? This we're going to halve the fees of USDC, and then a portion of those fees are going to go back into feed pork chop and WPT and the rest of the ecosystem. Like, that's just going to be huge. We're going to rely on volume. I'm hoping the world takes on $X and we just get that volume and people see that, you know, this is something that I can actually hold. And the fact that you're going to earn it from our NFTs and additional utilities coming down the line, it's just massive. I can't wait for it.
So, Dave, you know why? I'll give a little history lesson here for American history. We used to have you ever heard of Fort Knox?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Fort Knox. So they're back in, historically speaking, the US dollar used to be backed by the equivalent in gold. And it was based on what they call the gold standard. And so that said, their Fort Knox was filled with gold bars and whatnot, bullion, and that's kind of reminds me of the way that we're living in this algorithmic based digital money where they can just print more, right? They print more. And now here we are stuck in inflation, unfortunately. And inflation happened because we are, unfortunately, they print too much to try to bail out, the country from the pandemic and the issues that came up from the pandemic. And so what would happen if we were still asset-based? What would happen if we were still using the gold standard? I don't think we'd be in the situation we're in right now. Granted, we might be had to face something else, but we're all in this together. We will get through. But what I'm getting at is that what we are doing with $X, what Jonathan's doing, what you're doing, having it asset backed is important, and having that one-to-one relationship with the dollar is really critical, especially when you think of like third world countries and whatnot, or developing nations that really don't have the same concept. So that said, dollar X may take off in countries that we can hardly pronounce right now, but I never heard of.
I totally agree. Ape, my internet's awful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try sort it out. I'll turn off my thing and I'm gonna play your other song if that's okay. While I run away. I'm running away. So,
They're all really short. I gave you short clips. They're just for intros, but you can play it.
I'm gonna play it. I just think they're so awesome, man. You're so talented. It's amazing. I love it. Ready?
Thank you, bud.
This little piggy wore a suit and tie. Let's take a scuba dive deep into the genius tokenomics. You like pumping dumps, not your kind of project. What's brewing in the lab will bring a flow of steady profits. Shake it, ladies, if you like it raining in your pocket. Piggy bacon, ham bone appetit, can't wait to drop it. And on the other side, a pot of gold, but better watch it. Cause each deposit has the faucet bleeding through your eye socket. Tell her what you know about WPT. Invest in corporate war picks, made legends and OGs. Where you won't get a lemon, but maybe a Bentley, a boot in your face, but never a Bentley. This little pinky came with appetite for brains, for that smart money, dance honey, things about to change. What am I looking at, soldiers? My portfolio, you some kind of degenerate Ponzi scheme loving kind of folio. Get yourself some WPT for God's sake. So yes, sir, at ease.
Yeah, that was the first one that I made. That was probably within the first 3 weeks that I was introduced to WPT. Decided to make a little something, and that was seems like that was ages ago, man. It was ages ago.
It's just so good though, and I love how there's like different characters in it. And where do you get the beats for it? Do you make those, or?
Yeah, most of the beats, that one I made myself. The two other short clips, because I made them when I was away from Arizona, when I was in California. Those were a couple beats that I just programmed and decided to start writing to them. So when I came back, I don't like switching beats over. So the other two are actually not my beats, but I do have a ton of my own instrumentals and other tracks that I make, which aren't WPT related, which I try not to push on the group or anything like that. And it's kind of I'm not really, I'm not on Spotify or anything like that. This is a hobby. It's something I do for the fun of it. That's where I place my art. And if I've ever found any value with it, it's probably been just doing it on the side. And I'm glad that WPT was able to take advantage of a little bit of those skills. And I know what I got in my portfolio. You know what I mean?
I have a feeling one day NFTs are going to be linked to music, where you're going to have part ownership to the rights of the actual, whenever song's played, there's royalties paid out and whatnot. If you own rights to a song, you can actually make an awful lot of money. I think it was Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog or something,
Yep.
So
yeah, it's definitely a movement. You see a lot of artists moving from the mainstream to gain control of their own products or enterprises, as you would call it. It's their own art. So they're in a sense, through DeFi, able to cut out the middleman in a lot of ways. And I think that's great. I think it's great, that whole realm is supported in DeFi, and it's going to grow. Even big artists like Snoop Dogg, he's moving away from the mainstream and into DeFi. You can find him in the sandbox on occasion in his castle, and he'll show you his NFT art. And there's artists that perform, within the metaverse, and you actually get sales and people looking. I mean, who would have thought of that? I mean, I came from concerts that were live. You know, I went to concerts that were in person, and I haven't experienced one in the realm of metaverse yet, or any type of performances like that. But I guess it's something to experience, you know, and I wouldn't mind checking it out one of these days for sure.
Yeah, put like one of those Oculus or whatever on, and then some really good headphones. And
Yeah.
it's almost like I remember when HD came out, HD television. It's now to the point where I almost don't want to go to a game if it's a really good game, because I may be far away and my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. I want the television and it's like zooming in and all that. I think that's the revolution that's going on in music too. But yeah, great job, man. I think that you're doing awesome there.
No, yeah, and that's the other thing with WPT that, and I know that other people have probably experienced the same. It's opening up my mind and my creativity levels and abilities to move down avenues in DeFi that maybe I wouldn't have ever really been able to do if I never entered this project. But because of the people and the team, Dave and Landy, Jeep, John, you guys are motivators, and you know, through the trusted sources that I built and the family that I have here, I see it as a lucrative possibility, not only for me but for other people to be able to share my thoughts and ideas and talents, and other people's as well, you know, without diving into too much on my ideas that I have going on down the road. I'm hoping it comes to fruition. You know, I'm hoping it comes to fruition and it's a viable option within the DeFi space, but we will see. You know, we will see. If anything's going to make it possible, it's WPT and the family here. So that's what I have to say about that.
Well, it's good to hear, because I couldn't agree more. I think the difference between this project and all of the other projects that I've been involved in is that it's kind of what Dave was saying earlier, where he said like, he doesn't even check price. There's a reason why he doesn't check price, and I'm going to speak on his behalf because I know what the answer is. It's because he's not going to sell. He cares about the passive income. And
Right.
So what we're looking for, because I'm in the same boat as you, and I'm sure Ape, you're probably in the same situation, right? We don't want it that quick turnaround, the degen plays of like, oh, $50 maybe 20 grand. That's great.
Right.
I'm happy for you, but that's a ton of risk that I do not want to take. I want to invest my money. I want it to earn more than if it was sitting in a savings account. Now, I'm not saying for financial advice, right? This is an NFA. I'm not saying take your savings out of a bank, but I'm saying that I personally have taken a portion of my savings and I'm investing it because I want to make more than 0.05% or whatever they're giving me annual. I'm staking it. And even at the worst staking pool, it's making 30 something percent right now. And
Right.
it's, going to be topped up with more rewards. If you can't live off of that in the long run as WPT evolves, then you're just sleeping.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
We have a couple of questions coming in from people. So
Yeah, I saw that.
So what we're gonna have is the NFTs. If you weren't listening in, we're gonna be $358. You're gonna need Ethereum for gas. You're also gonna need additional Ethereum, so that's to the value of 0.0089 Ethereum, and that will be feeding Porkchop. So you're going to need normal Ethereum gas. Now that is normal Ethereum gas for NFT minting, not token purchases. If you're new to NFTs, the gas is actually slightly higher because it's a more complex contract than an actual token. So the gas will be a little bit higher. Plus, you're going to need an extra. I think, Jeepin, you said it was about $12-13, something along that. That's for the 0.0089 Ethereum. So you're going to have to use USDC. It was originally going to be USDC, USDT, but due to testing today, when we went onto the mainnet, we had a little bit of an issue. So it's just going to be USDC, and you're going to need ERC20 Ethereum as well. That's what you're going to need to actually mint these. It's going to be on our DApp, which is WPT wptdapp.io. So that's wptdapp.io. And once that live update goes, the minting will be live. I'm going to let possibly Jonathan, I'm hoping he jumps up pretty soon, and hopefully he's going to announce what, when, where, how, etc. We a lot of testing went on today. There's been a couple of minor little glitches, little setbacks due to complexity of going onto the mainnet, and so I'm going to let Jonathan kind of cover everything if he comes in. If not, I'll probably get landed with some information that gets sent to me shortly. You know what I mean? But like that, the minting's gonna be today. I am so excited. Like I have been waiting for this for months. Like I have been talking with Jonathan since early February about this project. The beasties, the 2D, 3D, and the original founders were actually almost finished back then. These were one of the first things he actually did. He actually makes NFTs for other projects. He helps other projects come up with their collections and get the metadata, get them all set up, ready to go, traits, all this stuff. And he actually draws designs and helps them as well. So he's a fantastic guy. And I'm delighted that we're using his 2D, 3Ds. And then even better, Jonathan had the founders done and he decided, no, I'm not going to use them. We're going to go to an outside company in Australia that do work for the movie industry, the entertainment industry. They've worked for DC Comics, I believe, or Marvel, or something along those lines, again, with some other movie companies. And these guys have actually built our founders. These are movie-grade NFTs. You can see that in the detail. There's been a couple of little clips. We kind of destroyed them with the watermark over them, so you can't really see detail too well. That you can thank me for that because my Photoshop skills are very limited, so I just make sure I cover everything with a big juicy sticker that has a white trace on it, so you know what I mean? But I can't wait for those to actually get out. Even their 2Ds, the ones that you've seen, I have totally destroyed with a watermark and some. It's kind of like a translucent thing over, so the colors are all wrong, everything. So what you have seen in the snippets is not what you're actually going to get. I'm excited for people to start getting these, starting using them as PFPs. And then, man, I believe staking is going to be pretty soon. You know what I mean? We were going to say 2Ds come out, 3Ds come out, founders come out. Give it a couple of weeks. Once everybody's happy, everything's minted out or all that. It doesn't have to be minted out, but just has to be starting to mint. Then we'll release the bacon staking. Hopefully, that may even be sooner. Who knows? We could get it in, in the middle of that. We could get it towards the end, or what I love most about WPT is none of this stuff is actually set in stone. Once it's kind of finished, complete, tested, then we bring it to the community. What do you want to do? You know what I mean? The same with Pork Chop. Pork Chop's only intention originally was it buys Ethereum after it comes back from the MCA syndication, and then with that, we let it build up to whatever we want to, and all of it buys WPT.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And then as the community actually seen the possibilities of Pork Chop, do you want to send a little extra into marketing? Do you want to send more back to syndication so that the ROI comes back quicker, that we're building that pool even better? So there's not half an ETH coming back this week. There's now 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 of an ETH coming back next week every day. And they're like, that is more. That's what has like this. We what we have 420, 430 holders, something around that region, and I believe 99% of them see the goal of WPT. They're excited. They're here long term. They're here for this passive income, and they know where we're going to be. So it doesn't matter where that Pork Chop money goes. It doesn't matter where that ETH goes. If it goes into syndication, it's coming back anyway. If it goes into marketing, that's to broaden our horizons. That's to get us out there, get our faces, which is in turn going to feed Pork Chop some more. This is the best thing in this project. And it's not even Pork Chop. It's the community itself understanding just what's capable when you have outside ROI feeding it back.
Yeah, and the other side of that is Jonathan is running that C Corp, and he needs money for that to operate. So he could be using a lot more to help with that front, or he could be using that to help, buy the piano that's right behind me, right? But he's not. He is out there sending it back to the project. We say in at least what I'm reading is up to 20% ROI. I have a feeling it's more than that that's coming back. And that's because of the generous, selfless person that Jonathan is. And that's coming back to the holders. That's coming back to the investors. That's why I get excited. It's under promising and over delivering. It's not easy because I'm in IT. I deal with IT issues. I see other institutions dealing with IT issues every single day. And, it's scary how many IT issues are out there. But that said, that we're in this space. This is an IT space. The blockchain is in the IT space, and nothing is guaranteed. We're trying our hardest to bring you the best, most secure products and make sure that your investment is going to stay exactly where it's supposed to. And you hear about breaches and hacks and all these things every single day. But we all think about that, and we all don't rush anything. So yes, we want to deliver as quick as possible, but we also want to make sure that we're delivering a quality product that's safe and secure. So always keep that in the back of your head when I get impatient, like, when are those NFTs coming out? But today's the day, baby.
It's the day.
It's been long awaited. I'm just so excited. So excited.
I love that John, he gets so excited to share the information with us as the community, as the team. Usually it's at the same time. My gut feeling, bacon deployed, staking dApps ready, everything's good, no flaws. Knowing Jonathan, he's gonna have a hard time waiting. It's like, this is his baby. And when I say that in a sense, you could also compare it to a kid looking at his presents under the tree. All you want to do is take that thing, rip open the paper off of that thing, and get out there and play with that toy. This is no toy though. That's the catch. Like, this is a real world, gift that's not just for him, it's for everybody. So when he gives those things out, it's coming from his heart. It's not coming from his pocket, And when he shares that excitement, he knows that it's not just him. He knows that everybody gets to play with that toy, and everybody's going to benefit from it. And that's what I love about it. So if we do happen to get a glimpse of that thing, it's because he's excited to share his excitement with you, and he knows that you'll share that same excitement. I love that about every single utility that's being launched. It's really a gift, and I'm sure if it's ready to go, it'll probably come out quicker than we anticipated. Although I have my own thoughts on that, and I'm sure the community will too. And there's some things that we'll have to work out, comparative to these things being seed entry. Someone jumps in and owns a 2D, right? And has the capability. Now someone gets a 3D founder, the last one being staked, and they haven't had a chance to earn that much of a seed entry yet, but the community, like I said, is usually involved in these decisions before anything even happens. But there's some pros and some cons to it, but the community will figure it out like it always does.
And you know what? On top of that, just real quick, I'm gonna dovetail into that. I'm gonna say this: we have pork chop, right? Pork chop is pork chop can refill the staking rewards. So let's say that a pool is dwindling down. And you're like, oh, well, it was 20% and now it's 15, well, all of a sudden it could be 40%. We don't know. I mean, that's the power of pork chop. And there's over $700,000 worth of tokens just sitting in that treasury right now. 700,000.
700,000 already. Oh, this just shows you how much I don't look at the price of stuff.
Yeah,
in WP.
It's way over actually, but I'm lowballing.
I thought it was 650,000 yesterday. That's quite a jump.
Yeah.
Because it was.
I know.
Hold on, I'm checking it out because that is insane. That was that was $557,000 worth yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. So it owns, I think it's 6.8% roughly of the supply right now. And I think the goal, last time I checked, the goal is to have Pork Chop owning 20% of the supply. We're a little over 100 days in, guys. It's already owning just shy of 7%, or it might be at 7% now. What's that percentage that you guys are seeing?
6.745% of the total supply, and that's 726,798 in value already.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
but
insane.
in a project that's 110 days or 112 days or 14 days or whatever we are today, that is ridiculous. And like Jonathan thinks the goal is about 20% of the supply. I kind of have the opinion that we will possibly see 30% of the supply in there, and that will be our max. That will be our height of the floor. So by the time we hit 30, it's going to dwindle back to 25. By the time it builds back up to 30, we'll be using that 5% all the time, and that's what's going to keep those staking pools, lucrative for everybody, generating that passive income. Remember, we want actual passive income. We want sustainability. We want people to be able to, we want people to be able to live off their rewards. You know what I mean? We want to give financial freedom to the people, not people that already have it and choose not to use it. Like genuinely, Jonathan built this project. It's by the people and it's for the people. And like he has shown that at every aspect. You go into the Telegram, if you're active, you're friendly, you're willing to, put your time and effort into the project, you're going to be rewarded. If you're on Twitter and you're willing to shill and you're giving your time and you're helping people in the thing, Jonathan will just go, yeah, give that man, $100, $200 worth of WPT, get him to stake it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. He's willing to give that back to people. And you just see that at every turn. It doesn't matter where you go, even non-community members. He'll go onto Twitter and he'll be talking to people, and that guy's done something nice for WPT or argued on our behalf. And he's like, Dave, sort that out. Get that guy $100 worth of WPT. That's the type of people that we want as a holder, and that just shows you the kind-heartedness or the kind-hearted person that Jonathan is, and that he wants genuine people involved in this project, not guys that are willing to dump at the drop of a hat just because the next new monkey, which he something came along, and like I have done, again, the way I look at this project has just warped my mentality, warped my mind, warped everything. It's got, I don't even recognize my investing self. You know what I mean? It's that bad. I said I would never go all in. You know what I mean? My diversification was at least, evenly spread over 5 projects, minimum. And that was a minimum. And then I'd have DGen money aside from that. I can tell you now, I am 99% into WPT. And I have never slept better in my investing life as I do right now. As I said, I don't look at the price. I don't even look at my rewards. I compound once a week, and like, to show you how genuine, like, if you check Etherscan, I put my name on my main wallet. Do you know what I mean? And the other wallet that it interacts with, that's my other wallet. I'm not trying to hide it. That's my other one. Like, you know what I mean? I compound once a week, or maybe once every 4 days, depending on how cheap the gas is. It's been insane at the moment, by the way. Absolutely crazy. So I've been trying to push that as long as I can. I'm not paying $20 to compound. I don't care how good it's going to look at the end of it, but that just seems insane to me for compound. We're constantly 20, 30, 40 gwei.
Yeah.
Even when I'm used to 3 and 4 gwei when I wake up at 7 a.m. for me, it's been 30, 40, 50 gwei. I go, this is crazy. You know what I mean? There's something building on. Like, Ethereum pumping has really helped us. The community believing has really helped us. These NFTs coming has, really pumped up everybody. And I'm just so excited to see where we're going to be. Like, 35% of our NFT sales are going to go back into feed Pork Chop. 35%. Like we're talking on the NFT for the 2D sales alone, that will equate to a little over $100,000. So if we mint out our 2D 1000 collection, which we already have 30% sold, that's over 300 sold, currently in pre-sale. And then Jonathan has done giveaways. Jonathan's also going to purchase a heap. Once we go live, he's going to purchase a lot for future giveaways and stuff like that. So we're talking potentially in around 600 available to the public once we go live to actually purchase. That's once they are sold, we will see a return of 100,000 at the pork chop. Currently, what do we have against? We have 700 grand. Like, you know what I mean? We're talking 12, 13, 14% increase of what goes into pork chop. That's just gonna be insane.
So Big D, what if you were in a project, let's just say like a degen play, what would be your biggest concern about getting out of the project?
Usually it's liquidity.
Bingo. That's it. I knew you'd know the answer. I was looking at my phone here. Our liquidity is at $571,713.57. That said, you know, that's why I can go to bed and sleep well. You know, I mean, we're all in this together and nobody wants to leave. If anything, they're adding more and more and more. Right.
And like we're actually adding some of the taxes. We have additional tax money that should be going into different aspects of marketing and so on. We actually have that going to build liquidity at the moment. It's not advertised, but that's what's actually happening. We're trying to make our project fortified. We want our community to trust in what both the team and, you know, Jonathan himself is doing daily. We want you to be able to trust. If you don't even trust us, that you trust the process, you trust what actually is currently going on and what's coming down the line. And we want you to be able to, like that, put your money in and know that it's going to have a value when you wake up in the morning. I'm not guaranteeing what value it will be, but it's going to have a value. And over time, I believe myself that we are just going to appreciate all the time. And our floor price is just going to keep cranking up. Just with pork chop, just with the outside ROI, we don't need the next guys to come in and be holders. I do appreciate them. I want more like-minded people in the community. I want to build us up to be a future blue chip. I want to be at least in the top 50 tokens in the crypto world at the moment. I am aiming to get us into the top 10. That is my goal, personally, and that's what I'm going to continue pushing for day in, day out, and hopefully in the next 2, 3 to 5 years, that's exactly where WPT is going to be.
Couldn't agree more.
So they're doing the testing right now, and as soon as the testing is done, at whatever time that is, they're going to let everyone know. Who knows? It could be in an hour, could be in an hour and a half, could be in a couple hours. We're going to be something. It looks like Ralph's going to be coming on. Says he'll be on soon. I'm assuming John will be shortly behind him. This doesn't take away any excitement on my part because they are in that final testing phase, the real final testing phase. That means that there's no big red flags, which is huge. That's huge. So that's a bullish sign.
Remember, we did only go mainnet this morning and testing. So, as I said, originally it was going to be USDT, USDC. You were going to be burning a bit of WPT that goes into pork chop, and then you'd have your normal ETH gas. But once it went mainnet, once it went testing, there was a bit of a problem. So therefore, we had to just bring it down to USDC, your Ethereum gas, plus that additional what would have been WPT 0.0089 ETH, and that's all going to be burnt in, or not burnt, but put into pork chop. We actually have a special guest jumping in right now. So what we have is Lethal. Lethal is a recording artist, and I'm gonna bring him up. Lethal, how are you doing, pal?
Oh,
Hey,
damn.
how you doing, bro?
What's up, pal? How are you?
The man, the myth, the
Great,
legend.
great.
Looking great. Woo!
WPT, man, we in there, baby.
Heck
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
You ready?
Right, so Lethal, you're gonna perform a song for us, pal, are you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm about to perform now, sir.
Awesome job. Go for it, bud.
Let's go.
White go complete. Put the cash on. Bought a new Jeep. Put the cash on. Better ass fat. Put the cash on. Bought a new strap. Put the cash on. 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 Money around rubber bands and torpedoes. WPT had them juice up like a label. Got my ladies round me on me, they don't play me. If you talking out your mouth, they let it table. WPT straight litty. All things they get busy. You talking so silly. Who think you mess with me? Run and tell them all that. Wolves got it smashed. Man, my verses they so dope, I need to put them in a bag. Put the cash on. Bought a new Jeep. Put the cash on. Better ass fat. Put the cash on. This is no way to elevate now. It's hard to let a good thing go. Yeah, but I need great now. Stagnant is where I stay now. I just had to move my things out. In a better headspace now. Had to listen on his face. Had to listen on his face. Elevate. Make a way, wait, let it fade, take, yeah, take, elevate, make a way, wait, let it fade, I had to cut a couple homies off just to elevate. They ain't want it how I want it, man, them niggas, hey. I told my mama and my family I'ma make a way. I had to get my chakras right, so I meditate. Anything I want now, I speak to existence. They think it's all witchcraft, cause they don't get it. Got that tunnel vision, so that's why I want it. I focus on my goals, man, that's that ambition. Positive energy to three-way. Cruising in the middle on the freeway. Told you this my yeah, please believe me. Gotta do it, I do it, it ain't easy. It was hard, I had to keep the faith. I had to go in, never take a break. I show up early on my fashion lane. From the trenches, so you know I had to elevate. I'ma keep winning, let them do what they do. You would drive yourself crazy if you know what I know. I came from the trenches, now look how I blow. The lurkers with success, man, they ain't got a clue. And you know me, I'm far from average. I'm attracted to the money like a magnet. Try to stop me, but I ain't having it. They're saying I can't get it, but you're capping it. I make believers out of non-believers. I never stop, that's why they can't keep up. Killing all these beats, I'm the Grim Reaper. This the takeover, yeah, I spit ether. It was hard, I had to keep the faith. I had to go in, never take a break. I saw up early, but my fashion lane from the trenches, but it's still only fade out. But there's no way to elevate now. It's hard to let a good thing go. Yeah, but I need great now. Stagnant is where I stay now. I just had to move my things out. In a better headspace now. Had to listen on his fade out. Had to listen on his fade, elevate, go away, wait, let it fade, elevate, go away, wait, let it fade,
WPT straight litty.
Let's go.
WPT litty. Okay.
Let them see that T-shirt. Show that T-shirt, Lethal. Look at right here. They got them NFTs, baby.
Yeah. Awesome. Ooh,
What y'all
thank
think
you
about the
so
shirt?
much. Oh, look at that. Look at
Oh, yeah.
I need one.
who made that. That is sick.
You can take a big shout out to Crypto Snake and Rich from the community. They're friends with Lethal, and they actually made those tops. Like, so they're sick, man.
Oh, man, I made that design right there. That's my design right there on that shirt. Woo!
Yeah, we had to put that on the T-shirt. You feel me?
That's all WPT though. You're wearing it. John made the NFTs. I organized. That's man. That looks good on a T-shirt.
Yep.
Lethal, tell the people where they can find you, because like, look, if you don't know who Lethal is, Lethal's a recording artist. He's a good friend of WPT, and you tell people where to find you, get your records, how they're going to support you and your journey through life.
Yes, sir. You can find me on all streaming platforms, every social network, everything L3 THVL. That's L3 THVL everywhere.
That's awesome.
Apple Music, everywhere. Spotify, we everywhere.
Lethal, big shout out to you, pal. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, yeah, we got you back. I need that hat, by the way. I need one of those hats. I can't wait, man. Look, big shout out for doing the music for us. You know what I mean? You're a huge supporter of WPT and the whole community, and especially the team. Appreciate you very much, guy.
Much
We
respect.
appreciate you guys for real. Thank you so much.
Much respect.
Peace out, guys. Be safe, yo.
Peace, boys. Enjoy your night. Thanks very much.
The Lethal. I see that. We love you.
We love you, baby. L3 THVL. Let's go.
Yeah, Leland's a great guy.
That was awesome. I wasn't expecting that right then.
Well, Lidl's, he's absolutely fantastic. These guys, we set it up a couple of days ago. We said we have to get him on. He's a huge supporter of WPT, and we couldn't have him not perform live on the NFT launch. Like, let's be honest. I'm hoping.
Elevate is his latest release, latest single. Elevate. The album is called #Me. So me.
I think that was the last song that he did. There was Elevate.
Nice.
That was good. He's got some real talent. Real positive individual.
Huge. And he's rocking a Maybach. Who doesn't like a Maybach?
I got so excited. He was sporting that shirt. I remember that's one of our GIFs that we made early on when we were putting those things together with Landy. The combination of the 2Ds there with the bacon in the middle. I was like, that looks so familiar. Is that it? And that was it. That's awesome. I got to get myself one of those shirts. I didn't think they'd look that good on a t-shirt, but oh man.
That's something we haven't spoke a lot about.
No, we haven't.
Merchandise for WPT, it's definitely coming. But again, unlike everybody else, because this is, a business and we want to kind of give the community the best, we're going to make sure that we find the best. You know what I mean? We want the best quality in terms of clothing, printing. We want to have that kind of premium feel about it. So don't worry, guys. It's coming. It's in the pipe work. It's already set in motion. It hopefully won't be too long. I'm going to actually... Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
No, don't do that.
You're gonna have to wait.
I'm gonna probe then. Can I probe?
No.
I'm gonna probe anyways.
No probing allowed.
And you can choose to deny or talk about it. It's probably not as close to what you were gonna not talk about anyways, but I'm gonna talk about Warp City for a second and just some of the plans, ideas, and concepts that are going on there, and what's being built in the metaverse, and what we're trying to achieve within our beautiful corporate building, and the capabilities that we're going to have. Can we talk a little bit about that, Dave? Because I know you've been pretty involved with the ideas and concepts on that, and I've heard little tidbits, and I know some of the community has as well. So I figure that's a safe little venture that we could talk about for a second.
Yes. So, like, first of all, we're going to have the metaverse gaming. You know what I mean? So we're going to have play to earn game. We're going to have player versus player. So it's going to be a first person shooter. People are going to be able to use their 3D and their founders' NFTs to be able to kind of break into that world. And then future adoption, we'll have to speak about, obviously, as we hope that the game, we're not building some Candy Crush style game like everybody else, or this basic kind of Tetris style, or any of that kind of stuff. This is although I do love Mario, you know what I mean?
Everybody loves Mario.
But we're not, they're quite basic. They are usually white labeled, no effort went into them. So what we actually went is a completely different route. We went first person shooter, and we went to the guys that actually make these professionally. So that's coming down the line. We're not guaranteeing it's this year or next year or whenever it's going to be, but it's definitely in the pipe work. We've shown out little clips to people. And you're also going to use those NFTs in the metaverse. And WPT has already got metaverse land. And what we plan to do there is have our Warp City. In that city, we're going to have, you can walk into the WPT building, access our DApp website, any additional utilities we bring without spoiling anything or Jonathan giving out to me. So you'll be able to go in there and BLD token. If you want, you can either access it through our DApp or the Web3 website. You know what I mean? You can go in there. So that's business loans decentralized, or we're going to be able to put on your VR or the VR headset, walk into the WPT building, and we're hoping that these MCA prime lenders will actually have offices within this building. So you can actually go in, speak to somebody, apply for your business loan, your crypto loan, we're going to have the faucet, anybody, you'd be able to go in onto the metaverse and do this. It's not something that I personally think I would use, although I will use it for just kind of the novelty factor. But I believe this is going to be absolutely huge. Like, don't get me wrong, there's lots of things out there that I don't use. Yeah, I'd invest in because I think they're a fantastic idea, and there is going to be enough people out there that will use it. I mean, this is going to be like, Facebook isn't spending hundreds of millions, if not billions, building a metaverse because they think nobody's going to use it. You know what I mean? Sandbox isn't building or spending hundreds of millions. Gala Game isn't spending hundreds of millions. Fortnite didn't team up with these guys because they think, nobody's going to use it. Do you know what I mean? I much prefer doing this. I like talking to people kind of over video, over, this kind of stuff. Do I want to be holding a VR headset and walking around? Probably not. But that's me personally. Do I think people in Web3, do I think people in Web2, do I feel that the world is probably going to adopt this? Definitely. And why not have WPT involved at the same time? You know what I mean? Why not have our own little bit of the metaverse? Why not have this access that people can use, this utility that people can actually use in the metaverse, and then bring in that as an additional kind of, I won't say utility, but bonus to your NFT too. You know what I mean? That you can actually use your beastie in the metaverse as your PFP, or your I don't even know what you call it, your avatar for walking around in the metaverse. It's just going to be fantastic. Now, there's going to be that metaverse as it grows, as all metaverses, I believe, are going to grow. There's going to be additional utilities that's outside of crypto. it's kind of a Web 2, Web 3 mashup, but there's going to be advertising, there's going to be rent from these buildings, like all the MCA prime lenders, different companies, our website, our shop, all this stuff. They're going to have to pay rent for being in that metaverse. That's a utility for WPT. That's outside of crypto because it's now in Web 2.0 / 3.0 kind of territory. And that's an outside utility. That, again, that fortifies WPT even further as the Web 2, Web 3 space grows. You know what I mean? I'm going to stop using Web 2. It's Web 3. You know what I mean? We're using PFPs. We're using crypto. It's that integration. We're talking about, Gala Games. We're talking about Meta. We're talking all these guys. So it is Web 3. But, it brings in all aspects of life that's going to be in that space. And WPT, we want to be involved. You know what I mean? I believe everything Web 3, everything crypto, everything NFT, everything finance, pretty much anything that we can bring back a real world utility to our project, we will definitely take on. I don't think there's anything on this. If somebody said, WPT want to have a soccer team, does it bring back ROI that helps the community? Do we think it's actually going to be profitable? Well, yeah, okay. WPT will have a soccer team then. That's exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what the utility is. If we think it's going to bring back ROI to WPT and, it's affordable and it's definitely possible to get in, whatever stage of WPT is, we're going to have it. I don't care what it is. If do you want to start a Formula 1 team? Yeah, cool. If it brings back ROI and people are going to use it, yeah, fine. That's the next thing we're going to use. Or, it doesn't matter. Like you see this with the nutraceuticals. You know what I mean? We're going to have the warped energy drinks. We're bringing that out. Like, are we an energy drink company? No. Do we think people use energy drinks? Of course they do. Do they want nutritional value in it? Yes. Do they want less sugar? Yes. So that's where the powder comes into it. You don't need all the water. You don't need all the sugar. You don't need that syrup into it. So we teamed up with Nutrafinance and we're going to have our warped energy drinks. That's going to bring back an ROI because people are going to use them. And through Jonathan's connections alone, they're going to be in brick and mortar stores. I believe, I'm not quoting anywhere, but 7-Elevens across America are going to have these. You know what I mean? So that's a utility. This is we can, because we don't have a fixed goal, because we don't have a fixed guideline, we can break into absolutely anything, and we will break into anything. You know what I mean? If we deem as a business that it's a good move for WPT, it's a good move for the corporation, for the project, and the community, we will agree with everybody, and we will go down that route, and we'll put 100% effort into that, along with everything else that we do.
Hey, I'm going to drop out just for a little bit and get some dinner. I'm going to be back, but I'm going to leave you with this. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to take off too, Dave. I'll see you later, bud.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, pal.
We'll be back.
No. We had a question, very last question in the chat. How long till mint? No one knows the exact time. We just know that we're getting close, guys. The final testing of the minting is happening as we speak, and you guys will probably know before me and Dave will, because we're busy up here. However, we're hoping and anticipating that at any point our main dev John will jump up here and join us for this exciting time. I am absolutely pumped. There's just so much going on right now. Our TG is going wacko right now. The admin chats are going wacko. I know that, there's a lot of hype happening around this. Even if it's not, 10 million people being hyped about it, it's the people that know and see the vision, and anybody that knows and sees the vision can carry that on to the next person. So if you guys haven't retweeted this, or you haven't let anybody know, tell them to check it out. We're doing some big stuff right now. We're doing stuff that people said that we couldn't do for some strange reason. And usually those people that tell us that we can't do something or laugh at us, and it happens on occasion, it's usually those people that haven't done their research or really understood what WPT is as an ecosystem. within the tokenomics, and especially with who's behind the scenes pushing this thing. So if you have friends and they haven't checked it out, give them a little something to learn a little bit about our project. They won't know unless we talk about it. One way we talk about it is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, YouTube. I even talk about it with my wife at the dinner table. So my mom's invested in WPT. I think you guys know that. She was watching one of my AMAs the other day. She's going to get mad because I didn't tell her that we were live today, but she's a big supporter. She likes to watch and listen and be in the background. And she doesn't know a whole lot about DeFi, but what she sees is, her son's happy doing something that he loves to do, and she loves the team and what we have done for her as far as an opportunity. Watching where her money's going and know where it could be on a passive income stream is it's big. That's how comfortable I feel with this thing, guys, is I brought my mother into it. And that's a huge testament, at least for me. I don't bring my mom into everything that I do.
You brought your mother in. At least she can forgive you if something went wrong. I brought my mother-in-law in. and that's a true story. Like, you know what I mean? My mother-in-law is invested in WPT.
Oh man.
That could go toxic really fast. So, that was a risk I was willing to take because I know exactly where we're going. Again, this is not financial advice. This is Big Dave talking just as his own opinion. But I feel we are definitely going to see $5, $10, $50, $100 per token on WPT. And we have a special guest with a big shiny bald head on him.
Someone's here.
Wow.
Snappy.
Buddy?
Look at that clean one.
It's not clean. I still got to say. What's going on, guys?
What's up with us?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm excited, man. I am excited. Yeah. Even though I've been looking at these for 6, 7, 8 months, I don't think I can't actually contain my excitement for these NFTs to be launched. I can't wait to earn some bacon.
Everyone is waiting for the bacon, but right now we're like I said, we have a little bit of delay, but we're fixing it. We're gonna launch soon. It's gonna launch tonight, guys. Regardless of if it's now or later, we're gonna launch today, and Jay's gonna post it when we're ready to launch the NFTs. But God, we're here, guys. The important thing is that we're here. Bacon is ready. Everything is ready. NFTs are ready. I'm excited, bro. I don't know how to express myself. I'm so excited about these bacons and NFTs coming out today.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. Like that's like we're talking a little bit about it here, but like even just the use cases for the NFTs once they're launched. Once we're out there, we're earning bacon. Like the use cases going into the metaverse. Eventually we're gonna have the game. I'm just excited for everything that kind of tied around the NFTs and that they have these kind of huge utilities as well as the passive income generation. You know what I mean? Like that's what WPT is about. Is this passive income machine, and that people can sustain and better their livelihood just by being a believer and a staker in WPT long term.
Yes, man. That's the great thing about WPT, man. But it's just a waiting game, man. It just sucks, but it is what it is. How's everyone doing today, though? Good.
I'm not worried about the wait. I know what's coming. Coming. I think the community knows what's coming. We're all anticipating it. But we've waited this long. We can wait a couple minutes longer. I don't have a problem with that. We
wanted to be perfect for you guys. That's the whole thing. People complaining, why so many delays? We wanted to be perfection. We don't want to have, we want one thing working, the other thing not working. We want to have everything working for you guys. So just a little more patience, and that's all we ask.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. I think I think in the long run, not pleasing one man's frustrations to protect the entire community is commendable. That's what WPT's done. You guys are very transparent with the community. I know because I'm on the team and I see all the stuff that we're dealing with, and I know that John addresses this stuff as it pops up. There's really no concern on my part. Being an investor, I like to think of myself as just a community member that happens to work with the team. And I've been lucky enough to been taken on board by these wonderful people and what they're doing for DeFi and a bunch of families, and it's an honor and a privilege to even be sitting here live stream. I don't do this stuff, you know what I mean? This is my music studio. This is where I sit quietly and produce my music. It's not where I sit and talk about WPT and jump on Telegram and help you guys out doing some of the other stuff that we're doing for the project. I just I can't express enough gratitude to you, Snappy, and John and Dave, and I'm beyond words with where I'm at in my life right now, which sounds maybe to someone that's not in my seat maybe a little much, and maybe that's just because it's my experience, and that's okay. I get to take that home and sleep with it at the end of the night, and like Dave said, I get to sleep comfy at night, knowing that I'm secured. I like Dave. This isn't financial advice. I've shifted 99% into WPT and just recently branched out into some other projects, which, are very closely related to WPT on a certain level. And I'm a very cautious investor, knowing what's happening in DeFi with 90% of the space. It's sad, but I'm glad that WPT is part of the solution. So, like I said, I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Yes, it's coming really soon. But
Just
we're
for
here
anybody,
to answer any questions too. If you guys, if any got questions, want to gotta ask us, you can ask us. And I know you guys are all dying to know when. But like
I
I
know.
said,
But
that's
Rafa,
the
look,
big question.
for anybody that doesn't know who you are, why don't you tell them who you are? I'm just going to shoot off for a second. I'll be back in a minute. So just in case, I don't know who's watching. We have 30 odd people watching on YouTube. So just for anyone that doesn't recognize your face or your name, just tell them what you do in WPT, and I'll be back in a minute. That's okay.
I am the market organizer. I work with Big Dave and Landy. We do everything from getting chillers to come and help us to do marketing with businesses and in the community of Twitter, IG, Facebook. We do a lot of it's basically a little bit of everything we do. Where me, Landy, and Big Dave, we try to do our best to bring the right people into our I would say culture, our investment group to help us promote and to get the word out there for WPT. It's something simple we do,
Right. I've watched the way that you guys go about that. Tell me a little bit about the cautiousness and who you're going after, what you're not trying to do and what you're trying to do with some of these platforms of marketing.
Well, we're trying, what do you mean, trying to do or not trying to do?
Well, mainly, I know that there's some avenues that a project could easily do to boost, its holder count by going certain directions in crypto. And then there's a more organic approach with some maybe just talking about the legitimacy side of it and what you're trying to avoid on the illegitimate side of marketing.
That's more Dave can answer that question more direct. He's more involved in that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No problem.
But give me 1 second. Jay is calling me. I'll be back.
No, hold
on. No. It was just a text message.
See. All right, guys. Well,
okay, I'm back.
Tell me a little bit. You're pretty close with John the Dev. Did you guys grow up together?
Yeah, we grew up together. We grew up together since we were, I want to say 12. He's older than me by 3 years, so he was 15. I was 12. We met up at church. Our parents, our mother, when we used to help out in the church. I was 12. We used to do little kids. We were playing in the snow. That's how we got to know each other. Throw snowballs at each other, do kid stuff. And little by little, we grew up together. And since then, we just bonded together as friends, and we became more like brothers. Like we would sleep over each other's house. He will come over, and that's how we became very close. And now here we are. We did 25 years. I think 25 years now that we've known. Hold on, I'm 30. I'm 34. 12. That's 20. 23 years. I want to say we've been friends and close friends, and it's great. And it's good to have somebody like him, and I just to support you mentally. Give you advices. I see him like my older brother. Yeah. Like I was the older brother in my family. He's my older brother. That's how I see him. Like if I need an advice or anything, I go to him because it's the bond I have with him. And you heard the stories behind it. We have gone through so much. We have gone through so much when we were younger.
Yeah. I've heard little bits and snips. I've never really heard the full rundown. Usually on a TG we get so sidetracked with so many other things going on. But that's awesome. I know for me, childhood friendships, I maybe have one or two, and it sounds like John's one of those guys that carried through, some of those younger years, and you guys are still homie. Because I actually thought you guys were brothers for the first month. I thought for the first month that you guys were actually brothers, but
no, we're not brothers.
Well, you kind of are, It's okay. Yeah, you're the better looking one though, so. No.
Hey, Jeep, how are you?
Good, Snappy. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Tell a little bit of my life story with Jay.
Yeah, I love it.
Everyone thought we were brothers. Everyone confuses us brothers because I think it's the cut.
Yeah.
And the beer.
You keep looking over to your left there. It looks like Jay's over there getting some work done, huh? Are you with him?
No, Jay. No, I'm not with Jay today.
Oh, okay. I saw you looking over to your left. I thought he might have been in the room with you there.
No, I'm watching my daughter.
One thing we know, though, is that Jay is definitely at work right now.
Yeah, he is. He's on right now. I know he told me some text messages. He's on trying to figure out what's going on. But like I said, it's just a minor delay. Everything is gonna roll out. And like I said, it can be from now, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Hey, I'll be probably me and him launching at 3 o'clock in the morning, but we're gonna get it out. NFTs are definitely coming out today.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take a quick little break for 2 seconds here, guys. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. Safety and security comes first. If you see a glitch, don't launch it. Don't just because. We all want them. We're gonna get them. They're there, and if you have bought in the pre-sale and you weren't sleeping like me, they'll be available. You're on the list, so you don't have to wait up. If you want to go to bed, go to bed. Come up tomorrow, buy, mint your NFT.
This is my first NFT, so I'm calling Jay every second. So I don't know how this works. How do it work? Like, can you explain a little bit to the people how it works? It's gonna get dropped to our wallets, right?
I've only I bought NFT. I bought one NFT on OpenSea, and I bought one NFT through a third party. I own a piece of a stadium, so it's a sanction and everything. But it's actually a piece of the floor that they play basketball on for NCAA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's no utility there, but it's just, there's only one of one type of situation.
You should go to that basketball hall and cut out that piece of floor that you own.
Yeah, that's mine.
I own it.
When you bounce the ball on my square, you owe me royalties.
That's right. I'm just going to stand on that little part.
No, so with NFTs, because they are a contract, they are actually a contract on their own. So it's like buying a single token, but I'm able to say that single WPT or that Bitcoin or that Ethereum, that's actually mine, as opposed to mine's the same as yours. Or if you have one ETH, I have one ETH. It's one ETH. I can't determine whose is whose. If we put them into a wallet, you don't know whose you get. It's the same thing. But with an NFT, they're separate. So it's the exact same thing as buying a token, but the actual transaction is a little bit more complicated. So it costs a little bit more gas fee. So you're going to have to need, like, as opposed to $2, $3, $4, $5 an ETH, you're going to probably need double that, or whatever the normal gas will be for buying a token. You're going to need about double to purchase an NFT. It's just more complex. So you're going to need gas, Ethereum, and then we also have a additional thing to feed our ecosystem. So you're going to need 0.0089 Ethereum extra for NFTs, and that's going to go straight into pork chop. You know what I mean? And that's going to start feeding our ecosystem as well. So we did announce today, Jonathan announced it in the chat. It originally meant to be USDC and USDT, but it's going to be just USDC now. That was just due to testing today when it went onto the main net. So USDC and Ethereum for gas, that's what you're going to need. And that's pretty much it. You're going to go onto our app, you're going to connect the wallet, you're going to have USDC and Ethereum in that wallet, and you're going to hit mint. And then you're going to hit how many you want, plus it up to 2, 3, 4, 10, hint. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can mint as many as you like, and all you need to do is pay that USDC plus your gas fee, plus that, feeding or that extra utility that's going to feed pork chop and the whole ecosystem. And it's going to be that simple. It's exactly the same as, buying a token of Uniswap money for the actual transaction is done for you.
And the reason that we went this route is that we could have gone the other route, but we didn't want to delay anymore. That's the point reason. We didn't want to delay the NFTs anymore. We could have waited, yes, but it will probably take another week or two, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted you guys to have your NFTs because I know a lot of people have been waiting for them, and that's why we went on this route. I know you guys were holding, I think it was USDC or DT, I think it was DT, and I know you guys got to convert it, but I just work with us, guys. We want the best for you guys, and we did it this way is for you guys, to have your NFTs now. If we did it the other way, we would have been waiting for another delay, and that's what we didn't want.
Yeah, to be honest, like when we went mainnet this morning, we came across that problem. We were given the option: do we want to wait 2, 3, 4 days until the problem is fixed, or do we just want to tell people to go and use USDC on its own and forget about the WPT as the feeding for pork chop? We kind of collectively decided, let's get them out today. You know what I mean? If it means people have to swap USDT into USDC, so be it. Let them be annoyed at us, but at least the majority of the community actually get to mint their NFTs today, and that's kind of what we need to do. You know what I mean? Like, we don't like delaying, but we also don't like putting out an inferior product. We don't like putting out an inferior DApp, or we don't want something that's going to be glitching for everybody, and that's really important to us. If it means that you have to wait an extra couple of hours, we're really sorry, but things happen. You know what I mean? It's out of our control. Or you can wait 5 more days if you like. This is Web3. We are breaking new ground daily here. You know what I mean? Things like this have not been done on this scale and being this complicated in this space for the masses yet. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a white label service. We are having stuff built daily. You know what I mean? We are building the contracts. We're getting Brew Labs to build them. You know what I mean? We're coming up with new concepts. We're bringing new additional utilities. Like, this stuff has not been done before. And especially when you're talking, bringing it into the financial world and bringing in the MCA lenders and ROI from the outside world. Show me another project doing it now. Show me another project that brought in 4 ETH today, and they're show me one. As I said, like I put it on Twitter about a month ago. I said, show me someone that's as genuine as WPT, that's as kind of fortified, that brings back real life utility into their project, and as their docs team, and as open to their community as WPT, and I'll invest in them. I'm still waiting on a couple of replies,
And that's why there's the delays, because we're like the first ones to do it. So we're basically like, I guess, testing everything out before we put it out there. I guess I would say that, right? Like we're first the one to do with MC lenders. I don't see anybody working with MC lenders or anybody. So
now, worldwide, we are the first, not just in DeFi, but in crypto in general, that's using MCA lenders as their utility. There's nobody. We are the first. The NFT faucet, it was a concept that is possibly about a year old in DeFi. I've seen it before, but is it used to the same extent that we're going to use it? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? It was more of a gimmick in the early days, that people would have a burnable NFT as a time period thing, or it's kind of a thing. But the fact that we're using it with a utility that actually gives ROI back, and they're getting additional funds back, I have not seen that before in crypto. And I search everybody's crypto. If you're in a project that launched 4 days ago, the odds are I've seen it, because I've had a look at it. You know what I mean? I have not seen anybody else use that utility for the faucet and tie it into their ecosystem, just like WPT.
Dave, this just in. I heard back from other people. I think that I heard back from people who are doing this as well. Let's see. I have a sound clip here.
Oh, that is wow. There you go.
Nobody else is doing it, just us. Look at that. Man, it's so exciting.
Who wants bacon?
By the way,
if I know you guys already know, but bacon is only going to be able to, for the people that have the NFT at the moment. I think we're thinking of launching bacon just for the NFTs for right now, and I think probably like a week or two we're going to launch it to the public. So this is a good opportunity for people to get in and bacon and early. Just want to throw that out there, just in case people forgot or are thinking of buying an NFT, but I'm not sure. But remember, guys, if you buy an NFT, it's the only way to get bacon right now.
So you're saying it's like a bacon pre-sale?
Kind of. I would say, yeah.
It's more of a seed entry level. The fact that the numbers would be limited, because only the NFT holders can actually get it. So
at the moment,
exactly. So like once we have that NFT staking live, people are earning bacon. We're gonna let people earn them for 2-3 weeks, and then we're gonna release that to the public. So I'm okay. This is not financial advice. Yeah. You can hold bacon, you can trade it for USDC, or you can hold bacon. Like when that gets launched to the public, like we're talking, I think we're saying, Raf, are we saying about $2 to $5? I want to be kind of broad on it. So $2 to $5.
$5 per token at the moment.
When it launches, because it's only a million total supply. Can you imagine what that's going to be once people start actually being able to purchase and trade it?
I'm okay if they delay that bacon launch a little bit. I'm okay with that.
But the staking has to be instant. The staking has to be instant.
Have you talked about the staking? Oh, we can't talk about it yet.
Well, we've talked about it, but you're talking about staking of the bacon?
Staking? No. We'll see.
I gave a brief hint earlier on, Raf. You probably weren't listening. I said, look, at the moment, we're going to launch our 2Ds or 3Ds and our founder NFTs. And then the plan is that the staking will go live after that. but there's always the potential possibility that it may go earlier.
Yeah.
So I have no idea when it is actually going to go live, but there's the potential there that if the community want it early, there may be the possibility that it could be brought on earlier.
Wink,
That's
wink.
all I can say. So that was our plan originally, but due to kind of setbacks, the market, all that kind of stuff, it has been pushed back. So we're giving ourselves that scope that it will be launched after all NFTs tiers are released to the public and minting. But again, the possibility is there that it may be pushed up a bit earlier.
I take this as a blessing too, guys, that we were delayed, because a lot of changes were made at the end that's going to benefit the holders. I think we went from 2% to 5% for a 2D.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep.
We went 5, 10, and 15. So you guys got to earn more than you were supposed to. So I see this as like a blessing for everyone that I've been waiting and patiently. I know we were supposed to launch last month, but a lot of things happened. But we're here, guys, and that's the important thing. We're here. A lot of things are being worked on. They're being already fixed. The NFTs are now 5%, so you guys are gonna be earning more rewards than before.
And I can have as many as I want in one wallet right there, right?
Yeah,
Right, Snappy?
yep.
So I don't.
It was limit. I think it was limit to 5.
Yeah,
it was
to 5. And also to 15, but you couldn't even make 15 with the percentage that we had, because I think the closest you can get was like 14%. You'll lose that 1%, or you had to buy another WPT, and that was kind of like, do you really want to do that? But now it's working out that you're going to get 50% of the rewards now.
Yeah, I don't like opening new wallets. I'm very limited with the ones that I have. I have 2 existing wallets, and only one of them's really kind of operational at this point. For some reason, I get nervous. I'm just that type of investor. So the fact that I get to load up, it probably would have prevented me from maxing out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. I know. Hint, hint. So when I do go to mint that, I'm so glad that I don't have to jump from one wallet to the next to keep the ball rolling. I will be up late tonight, and I will probably not wake up and say good morning tomorrow, depending on what happens with this NFT launch. I am on edge. I'm excited. I love the anticipation. I love anticipation. You know what I mean? I'm okay.
Tomorrow's not going to be a good morning. It's not going to be a good morning tomorrow. It's going to be a great morning.
That's right.
Let's get ahead. Let's get ahead of the game here. It's going to be a great morning.
Yeah.
You're walking around. Great morning to you. Great morning to you.
First thing you see is your NFTs in your wallet. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I didn't think I said it was going to be a bad morning. I just said I wasn't going to be around in the morning.
That's right.
Well, I'll be up minting, waiting for them to show me these beautiful. That's part of the thing that I do love about NFTs is you're minting it and you don't get to see the picture right away. There's that whole minting process of waiting to see what that thing's going to look like. So I'm shooting for a Nala. I know they're probably the most rare out of these collections. I don't think that's gotten mentioned too much, but 1 out of the 1,000 is going to be dedicated to our attorney, Nala. I think it's called the Nala edition. I have no clue what that's going to look like, but I hope Nala's happy with that. I'll be happy if I get it. I just hope she's happy.
It's a one of one.
It's only one.
Now, did she have any say when you guys were creating the one of one because it was her? Or did she let you guys just go at it?
It's her NFT. She had all the say that she wanted on her NFT. It was made. She made it. Like all the characteristics and everything.
Okay, that's cool. So it's Nala approved as well.
Yeah,
all the way down. All right.
I want a big
it's cool.
NFT.
What's that?
I want a Big Dave NFT. I want Beastie with a big monster. I want Beastie with a big monster beard now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Listen, we should ask Jay to make us in 3Ds. That would be awesome, bro.
I
my
want to
head
use
would
that as
be
my
so shiny.
PFP. I
So
want to get.
symbolically, my little avatar on TG, that's one of the 3D legendaries that I kind of morphed and tatted up and tagged it myself and threw a little mask on it with one of my other profiles. So yeah, I'd love to see an Ape Trap piggy out there. That'd be so cool.
Ponce,
What's up, guys?
what's
Ponzi!
going on, man?
The Slayer of Ponzi's.
Figure I would jump in and bullshit with you guys for a few minutes.
What's going
What's going
on?
on, man?
Not much.
How's
I
everything?
didn't know
man?
it was a gun show.
Hey, the guns are always out, dude. If the sun's out, just know these motherfuckers are out.
Oh, man.
The girls.
You know- No,
Now,
go ahead.
I did post a video yesterday of me rack pulling 635 for 2. If any of you in this chat can beat that, I will give you $100 in WPT of my personal stash.
That's not
Well,
happening for me.
I saw you.
What-
I saw
what
your
is it?
knees shaking on that. That had to have been heavy. That had to have been super.
Oh, you
heavy.
just can give it to me, Ponce. It's all right, man.
Bro, the worst part was I only had 585 on the first one when I did it. And I started seeing stars and my nose started bleeding. And I was like, bro, I'm like amped the fuck up, dude. It's time to do another one. I was like, I'm going to try one more time. And I was like, throw some 25s on there.
Yeah,
So-
I saw it. I saw
My,
it.
my best ever without straps or anything at all was 725. But fuck, bro, I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute.
What's that in kilos? Sorry, I don't deal in pounds over in Europe, obviously.
So,
It's like 100 kilograms.
yeah, pounds is half, like a kilo's half, isn't it? I can't remember.
I don't know, honestly.
So like
I don't deal in
22
pounds.
22 kilos would be 45 pounds, I think is the measurement. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, I'm kind of trying to decide what I want to do here. Like, you know, they're begging me to go back to play semi-pro football here. And, you know, it's kind of like I love football. I want to play. Like, I like to compete. But then on the same breath, I tore my Achilles and was on crutches for a year with 3 botched surgeries. So it's kind of like, you know, you've got to really weigh your options here.
Sorry, you're gonna have to give. What was that pounds? What was the lift again?
So 635 pounds.
Okay, so US pounds, and I'm gonna have to multiply that by 0.45. So hold on.
So probably like
you
300 kilos or some shit.
man, at 300 kilos, I would deadlift 300 kilos. I'm gonna take that 600 quid from you. I'm 6'3" and weighs fucking 300 I weigh 300 pounds on my own. You know what I mean? I used to power lift and I played rugby for a long time. I'd have no problem lifting 300 kilos in a single deadlift.
Rugby's crazy, man. Like you think of like all these people in the NFL crying about concussions and all this shit, and we got a really good rugby team down here by St. Louis. And I mean, those dudes, they ball out, man. I mean, these dudes these are real deal. You know, rugby's tough.
Yeah, I played that semi-professional up to about the age of 17. Like again, like I was 6'2" plus at 12, so you know what I mean. I kind of just fell into that sport. You know what I mean?
I think, like I said, honestly, I'm kind of like on the fucking verge here. Like I still go do MMA, I still box, but it's mostly to help these guys get ready for their fights and stuff. I don't have that like heart to train 7 days a week anymore. You know what I mean? Like the money's just not there. You know, people think you make all this money, you know, but you might, you know, like say on Bellator, for example, when you start, you might get 2,000 to show and 2,000 to win. I mean, if you spent 3 months training for that fight to get $4,000, people can't live on that. That's not a reliable income. And then say you get hurt right before the fight, you just gave up 3 months. You could have been earning an income and now you have no revenue source. So you really got to weigh your options there. So, I mean, I'm thinking I might go play football again, but I think I'm going to do like a defensive end, you know, more of like one set position that, you know, all I got to do is go after the quarterback, you know, because that linebacker position, that's, you know, you're all over the field. You're stopping the run. You're going after, you know, the wide receivers. It's just a lot of moving parts. And I really don't feel like getting my Achilles torn in half again, you know?
Oh, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? And as you said, you're not getting any younger either. So like those injuries, they come quicker, they last longer, and you know what I mean. They can potentially put you out of action for a long time. You know what I mean? And that's I actually went back to rugby. What am I now? Probably about 5 years ago, and I thought I was, you know, the same as it when I left it when I was 17. You know what I mean? And man, I tell you, it's a different ball game when you have to wake up for work in the morning, and you know what I mean. You have kids to mind, and you have all that kind of stuff, and then you know you've work kind of you're missing training sessions due to your job and all that kind of stuff. And next thing, like that one injury puts you out for a week, 10 days. Where I genuinely I dislocated my shoulder during a match, and I had them pop it back in, and I finished that match.
Since we got a bunch of people on this chat, and a few of them people that I told I was going to come on here, and I see them jump on. Look, guys, the reason me and John get along so well is because he comes across as a genuine, honest person, right? And there's two things that are really important I want you to know. Me and John are very passionate people, right? Like some people, you know, use my word passionate with me as intense. I'm an intense person. I've been intense my whole life. I was intense in the Marines. I'm intense when I played football. I'm intense when I did boxing and MMA. That's just my character. That's just my personality. But I want you guys to understand, you know, anything I do, it's with tough love, right? And John knows that. You know, so a lot of you guys are hard on John, and you like, soon as something doesn't come on, or soon as something isn't exactly the timeline, what do? The first thing is you come after me, right? Like I sent John the messages where people were like, hey, you know, you told us we needed WPT. We told you we needed this. Look, guys, in any business, there are going to be hiccups. They're going to be, look, I'm going to give you an example. Shift Token. I've been a holder for Shift Token since day one. I'm a top 10 wallet. All my tokens are staked. I still believe in that project. And people are like, well, I don't see you posting about it. I don't see you doing this. Look, guys, I'm an investor, right? Like when I make an investment, my goals are long-term. Just like in WPT, when I put in my tokens for 6 months, right? And a lot of you aren't willing to do that. So when I go into a project and I'm willing to stake my entire tokens for 6 months, that should tell you right there that I believe in the project and I believe in the team behind it. So, you know, me and John kind of, you know, had a little spat today, but it was my fault, guys. Like I'm very passionate about this project. I'm very passionate in general. So when people come at me and they come at John and they're like, you know, this looks like this, you guys ain't delivering. Look, man, at the end of the day, I want you guys to always remember my money is involved in every single thing that I bring to the table, right? I don't shill something or tell you to buy something that I'm not personally invested in. And the fact that I invested my entire bag for 6 months should tell you that I believe in John and Nala that much and the team, right? Dave, Ape Trap, Crypto Snake. I mean, we're talking about a lot of people that have been in this project from day one and put their heart and soul in this project. So, you know, some of you were in the Telegram today and me and John kind of went at it a little bit, but I want you to understand something. We're very passionate people. We are very passionate about this project. And when people are messaging me saying bad things about Nala, saying bad things about John, after I've been here since day one and I see how hard these people work, and you try to call it scammy, or you try to say you don't like it because of me, or you don't like it because of Ape Trap, or whatever your reason is, I take that shit personal, guys. And, you know, I was at the gym and I checked my messages and I see some people on Messenger like, hey, you know, the NFTs aren't minting yet. Like, what's the deal? This seems scammy. Dude, relax, right? Just relax. They're going to come. And I understand there's been a delay. But, you know, there's something with this project called when you outsource work to other people, at that point, that work is out of the control of you as the individual running the project. Same thing with Shift Token. Heavy outsourced the app. He's not a developer. He's not an app guy. He outsourced the work. These people have not been meeting deadlines. And a lot of you guys like to take that and smear the developers and the leaders of these projects. And I'm telling you guys, If I would have saw anything suspect in this project, I would have left. And I'm telling you right now, once again, it's tough love, right? It really is tough love. I think of John and Nala as family, right? They've always been very good to me. They're very good people. They're just good-hearted people, and that's what DeFi needs. And you know, like I heard Big Dave talking earlier about pork chop. Guys, if everyone on this live stream right now decides to leave, this machine is going to keep going, right? And yes, we want you along for the ride. We want people to become wealthy with us. We want people to believe. But, you know, how many times do you see people in Monero or some of these other $300, $400 tokens out shilling or telling people to join? They're not. They really don't care because they've built an empire from the ground up, and it literally just works itself, right? You don't need 50 influencers all pumping this shit all at the same time because it's already an established project that is working on its own, and that's what it's meant to do. And I'm telling you guys, if you get out now because of some small delays or whatever, we're in our infancy, man. I can't explain that enough. When you are a startup and you are starting a business and you're trying to do things, there are going to be things that you have to learn and a learning curve along the way. And I get it, man. I get it. Some of you are not patient. Some of you got your 2X, you sold, you got out, you went and chased something else, you got your ass handed to you, and now you're sad because we're sitting at over $1. Guys, I'm telling you, man, if I didn't like John and Nala, if I didn't like this team, if I didn't like all these people on this chat right now, I would not be in this project. When I tell you that I truly believe this is a blue chip project, it's because I believe it in my soul. But I want you to also always know there's another project. I'm not going to name it. I did the same thing I'm doing right now. I came to you guys. I said, I think this will be a 3-digit token. I think this is a very great technology. I think this is something that is phenomenal for the space. But I want you to understand something. I can't control people. I can't control bad actors. So that project ran to $5, and now is at 22 cents. All of you had the opportunity to get in and make your profit at any point. So you got to stop pointing the blame at people, because when you invest in a project, and if you're only believing what I'm telling you off just basically my word, then you're not an investor. You're just a follower, right? You're just following people and hoping that you hit it big. And that project, what happened? They didn't deliver. The dev was shady. They were stealing funds. I told you all, and I left. And I'm telling you right now, this could be your guys' ticket to generational wealth. I believe this project, with what I've seen since the very beginning of this project and how hard this team has worked, that this will be a top 50 token. That is my personal belief, guys. This shit could go to zero tomorrow, but I want you to know, if it goes to zero tomorrow, it wasn't because I didn't believe in this project. It's because whatever variables in the universe aligned for it to go to zero. But I'm telling you guys, this can be generational wealth for you and your children. And you're going to look back on these AMAs and things like this and be like, oh, I sold 2 Ethereum because I didn't want to wait 30 minutes for the NFTs, or the NFTs were delayed and I'm pissed off. And then you look and you go back and you go, holy shit, that shit's $103 a token. I would be such and such millionaire right now. You're going to regret it. But anyways, what's up, Raphael?
What's going on, Ponzi?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Hey, excited about the NFTs, just waiting. Hopefully this week comes soon and we can start rolling.
I just hope I get that damn robot brand. That's the one I want.
Oh, man.
I'll sell it to you, 10 ETH. 10 ETH Ponzi.
Hey.
I tell you, any community member that sells any of these NFTs for under 10 ETH, you're absolutely clinically insane. The passive income alone on these will be nuts. And you know
what? So something else has came up, right? So I was in another project, which I never shilled, right? It was my personal investment. It was on the AVAX network. I actually posted my wallet for the community. My $90,000 investment, I think I returned $27,000 in profit in that project. So I made my ROI and I made a $27,000 profit. And it was kind of the same thing as what's going on right here. You were buying into like NFTs, master NFTs, and they were paying you a residual income. But the difference between WPT and that project is they literally were putting all their eggs in one basket for like they were investing in metaverse, they invested in some NFT projects, and they said, okay, these are going to bring back millions of dollars of revenue to the project, and then we're going to distribute that to you guys. Well, when I see a business make a $1.2 million investment into the metaverse, when the metaverse really isn't it's not a like not everyone, like I think it was Dave said what I was going to say earlier. Metaverse does not interest me. Like I just find no interest in the metaverse. And if I ask 10 of my friends, 9 of them are going to say they have no interest in the metaverse. I mean, it's just the real brass tacks of the fucking deal, guys. Like most people are not going to get in. My aunt and uncle that are 50 and 60 years old, they're not going to slap on a VR headset and go hang out the metaverse and play bingo. I mean, it's just, I think this is something that is still very, very far away from global and mass adoption. So when I see them invest millions,
I actually agree with you. Look, I'm not a huge advocate of the metaverse, but do I believe it's going to be a huge part of our Web3? Yes. And I was only talking with 2 guys today. They're having kids' birthdays, and believe it or not, the birthdays are in the metaverse. These guys are bringing a bunch of kids down to this place to put on VR headsets, and they're actually going to be battling for 2.5 hours in the metaverse.
Yeah,
That's
I think
pretty
that
cool.
Sandbox and some of those other ones, yeah, those are big time things. But if you're not really a big time gamer or somebody that's not really into all that techie stuff, it's really not for you. And what did I tell? I messaged the owner of that project and I said, bro, so you're telling me you're going to invest $1.2 million in the metaverse, and instantly you're going to have millions of dollars in ROI coming back to the holders on a residual basis. I said, it's not possible. That token, guys, went from $585 to it's currently sitting at 42 cents. And over 87% of those wallets are negative or lost their investment. So
Wow.
what I'm trying to get at, guys, is look, there's a lot of smoke and mirror bullshit out there. And that was one of those projects. I'm one of the very fortunate ones. One, it was my personal money. I didn't shill it to anybody. I didn't want you guys to get in it because I just didn't believe I believed in the owners, right? I believed in the owners, kind of like I did that project that I told you about, ran to $5 and it's now 22 cents. I believed in the owners, but once I started to see the math not adding up, once I started to see my investment not really doing what they said it was going to do, I withdrew my funds. And with this, we have a secondary treasury. So when people want to cheat out or people want to leave or when people are coming in, there's constant money flow. And I think what you guys are missing more than anything is when Jonathan is syndicating those funds, it doesn't matter who's buying and selling because we still always have an income source coming into the project to build our secondary treasury and keep building the floor. Guys, we're not even 6 months old, right? We're not even 6 months old. Can you imagine?
3 months old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not even
4 months
barely over 3 months, right?
Yeah, 4 months old.
Yeah, we're not even 4 months old. Can you imagine 2 to 5 years that every day, every couple of days, Pork Chop was building the floor, building the floor, building the floor. We got more syndicates coming in, more ROI coming in from outside of crypto, building our floor. Dude, if you don't think double or triple digits with this project is possible, you're out of your mind. And I'm willing to bet my entire fucking bag on it. That's why I staked that shit for 180 days, because I do believe this project can do exactly what Monero did.
Man, I'd love to hear that. And I believe it too.
I know Monero is a blockchain, and at this moment in time, it's not directly comparable. I honestly think we're going to supersede Monero. I honestly think we're going to supersede some of the other top 25 tokens that's out there. Genuinely, I think $50 and $100 WPT is very possible. I am a firm believer we're going to hit $500 in the future. And then from that, depending on market conditions and what utilities we can bring, that could even see, close to $1,000.
And guys, what Dave's saying here is something very, very important, right? When you look at stuff like SHIB and you look at stuff like Luna and you look at some of these other projects where you see these assholes telling you it's going to hit $1, it's going to hit $5, it's going to hit $25, you have to do the math. You have to really understand the economics and go, okay, at $5, they would have to be worth $20 trillion. Like, that's not even remotely possible. But what I want you to understand with this is, look, with Nala being a blockchain expert and a crypto panelist that does conventions with huge corporations teaching them about crypto, we're going to be one of the people that when regulations come in, we're going to survive. And guess what? Everything that we need to do to survive, we're going to be able to do because we have one of the top blockchain attorneys in the country as a COO in this project. Now, here's my point, guys. You know what happens when regulation comes in? Your 5,000 little crypto projects and all your little shit meme coins, guess what? They're going to get wiped off the map. And guess what? You're still going to have people that want to invest in crypto, but guess what? The selection is going to be narrowed down. Now you only got 200 projects you can invest in. So all that money, that capital that is going to get taken away from all those shit projects or projects that weren't legally compliant, where are they going to go? They're going to go to projects like ours because we're compliant and we're not going anywhere. So you can, like I said, you can laugh all you want, but double, triple digits, even, you know what Dave said, 1,000 one day, it's not out of the question.
1,000 WPT, like we're talking, don't get me wrong, it's a huge number. It's a 10 billion market cap. But it's not out of the question. It's not some ridiculous number that, you know, surpasses like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of those. You know what I mean? It's definitely within the realms of possibility when the whole crypto market picks up into a $5 and a $10 trillion market cap. You know what I mean? It's definitely possible.
And the easiest way to see that is exactly what you said, like when it picks up. Because right now in a bear market, our chart is super healthy in comparison to just about every other project.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the fortification, right? So that outside ROI that's coming back, it's keeping our chart up. So when you have, looks like we lost Ponzi.
Our chart looks like what it would look like realistically in a bull market with a regular project.
Exactly.
But we're in a bear, and we're keeping that whole little, you know, movement going with the chart. To me, it looks like a forming cup and handle with a little bit of pork chop intervening in between.
Well, that's just it. You know, we have, if it's doing this now, what is it going to be like when the bulls start running again? And, you know, I think Big D's being conservative personally. NFA, right? I mean, I don't know. Nobody knows. But all I do know is that every token that is on the horizon, every piece of the puzzle of this ecosystem all comes back to WPT. And sale of NFTs, for instance, right? There's fees that are going back to pork chop. There's, you know, it's all coming back. And so when you have an ecosystem that does this, and it doesn't really only rely on investing, right? Yeah, you want the investors to increase the syndication, but now the syndicated funds are actually making their own money. So it's, you know, and it's just this rinse and repeat model that it's not like we need WPT, or I mean, it's not like WPT needs us. We need WPT. You can't really say that about many projects.
Yeah. So with the Syndicate 12 too, I mean, but like I said, we haven't seen a fraction of what I think this project's capable of. And once the projects that are going to be taking advantage of the Syndicate 12, where they receive a burnable NFT, and we start seeing that other projects maybe that are legitimate and need just the minimal help and have the funds to get in there, we're also going to be helping other projects to legitimize to be able to get on board with that and what they have to do through the process of having Nala and making sure that you know everything is legal and they're following all regulations. The best part is once that ball is rolling, being able to have ham for an individual like me that wants to take part. If I got an extra 10K and I don't have to go through the whole doxing and NDA, and I don't have to have a corporation or any type of LLC or anything like that. I just need to have an extra 10 grand, which I don't right now. But I want to have an extra 10 grand to be able to take advantage of that Syndicate 12, because I know how powerful that MCA syndication is. And I see it on the horizon what that's going to be looking like. At this point with 30 some MCA lenders, imagine what that's going to look like in a couple years.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step down for 30 minutes. I think Jay's calling me. I want to see what he wants.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys in 30 minutes. Okay.
Go get
Give
it.
us an update.
So one more thing, guys, to piggyback on what Ape was just saying. So I was doing the math earlier, and I ran it by John. So 35% of these NFTs goes back to Pork Chop, which we've already explained what Pork Chop does. It buys back tokens. It raises the floor. If a Jeet wants to come in and drop 10 ETH, guess what? John's not going to tell us when, but it's always on the table that he could just buy 10 ETH back right away with Pork Chop. So if you just do ballpark numbers here, right? So say $358 for the NFT. You 35% of that with 1,000 sold, you're looking at about $125,000, give or take, that would come back to Pork Chop. Now, mind you, there was a pre-sale, and those pre-sales and some of the ones that we gave away, obviously those aren't going to be calculated. So let's just say $100,000. So if this collection of NFTs all sells out, all 1,000 of them, we have $100,000 coming back into Pork Chop. Now, here's what's important about that. John did a poll the other day and said, hey, how do you guys want to use Pork Chop? Do you want to use, 15? We were at 30 ETH. He's like, do you want to use 15 ETH for marketing and 15 ETH for syndication? Do you want to use 15 ETH for this? Or how do you want to split it? So just imagine, guys, we have $100,000 sitting in Pork Chop. And as a community, we go, hey, we don't want to use the whole 100,000. We want to put 25,000 in marketing. We want to put $25,000 into the syndication. We want to put $25,000 into the buyback, and then have $25,000 in reserve. That is what's possible with this project. Like I said, if we stay at 400 holders and nobody else ever wants to come in, that's their loss. But this is a machine. It's going to keep operating. It's going to keep working, whether people come in or not. And the more, we build syndications, and the more we build projects that want to align and use the corporate syndicate and the syndicate 12, I'm telling you guys, these prices that you're looking at right now, they're going to be a thing of the past, man. You're going to be like these people that were looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, at the infancy and like, oh, that shit's stupid, or I don't want to hold it that long. And you're going to regret it, because this really could be generational, life-changing money for you and your family.
Absolutely. I was thinking about it too. Like, I'm going to step back. I'm going to pretend like I'm smart money. I've exited, and we know that we're dealing with, small investor to investor. The majority of the money has left crypto, and all eyes are on the market. What are they watching for? They know the SEC is cracking. They know that regulations are coming. They're watching these projects. They already know who's going to live and who's going to die. Where do you think that smart money is going to go when that does come down, as more and more projects get made an example of for poor management? Do you think that us, or some project that doesn't have any docs, any corporate structure, and only has a casino? I just guess. I'm not calling out any project. I'm just making one up. So don't take this any other way than it is. Non-doxed, no corporation, and it's got a casino. Do you think that one is where the smart money is going to go? Or when the smart money does come back in, is it going to come into projects like WPT that are setting an example for what we believe that regulations are going to want to see when adoptions do happen? You don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Me being a business operator, I'm not claiming to be a genius, but I'm really good at figuring things out. With time, you're going to see that things are going to happen here. We don't have people coming in because what you have is a lot of scared investors or a lot of degens that are looking for very short, quick pumps. The very small amount of small investors like you, me, Jeep, Ponzi, and the handful of the 400 that we have here that can see the vision. We're not really actively moving. We're holding on to our gems. You know what I mean? And the small projects that are legit, that are trying to bring consistency and be an example of what DeFi should look like. We know who we are. We do AMAs together. We support each other's projects. We know who the circle is that is probably going to be the ones that survive. Of course,
And
Bitcoin and Ethereum might be there, but we have some newer projects that are doing well in that space. Sorry, Ponzi.
And Abe, I'll give you a prime example. One of my buddies, he's worth about $12 million. He lives about an hour from me. We always meet up when he's not busy. He put $50,000 into SHIB, right? And I was like, do you even mess with crypto? And he's like, no. I was like, so why did you do that? He said, bro, when I see institutions buying something like that in droves, when I see institutions buying millions of dollars of something, he's like, I follow smart money. He's like, so, and then I called him probably 6 months later. I'm like, dude, SHIB's down, what, 40% from what you bought it at? He's like, I don't care. I'm going to buy more. And I said, okay, what's your strategy? He said, bro, listen, when institutions come in and they spend millions of dollars, you don't think they've already got a game plan? You think they're not already looking long-term, 5-10 years ahead of the game? He's like, these people don't give a shit if their money's in the red right now. They wouldn't have dropped millions of dollars in if they didn't know that they can make millions of dollars long-term down the stretch. I said, well, I mean, you clearly know what you're doing. I mean, you've built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. So, but that's what he does. He follows the smart money, exactly what Ape was just saying. So you may not like SHIB, that may not be your cup of tea, but at the end of the day, you can't knock them because it's accepted in 18 countries, I believe. So right now, I mean, you can go to Argentina and buy property with SHIB. I can go to the movie theater and buy my movie ticket with SHIB. So like I said, man, mass adoption is going to come eventually. And these projects that are being picked up by institutions, these projects that have real utility, you can call SHIB a meme, you can call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, somebody believes it has utility if they're willing to let you buy property with it. So, a lot of you people that got your little dog in-use and cat in-use, when you go to buy a house with it and they say, we don't accept dog in-you and cat in-you, I mean, you're just going to be left out to dry, man. You're going to have to invest in projects that have real utility and that are accepted by other people.
And the thing is that being deflationary, you look at something like Shiba, Inu, and they have trillions of supply. So there's going to be profit to be had and whatnot. But to put it into perspective with WPT, we're at $1 something, right? But there's only 10 million supply. Do you know how many 10 millions it would take to get to 1 trillion of Shiba Inu? I mean, it would take forever just to count, by 10 millions to get to 1 trillion. Even if you skip counted by 10, it's like 10 million is nothing. And $1 in comparison is really like, 0.000, whatever you want to say. But we have the ability to take the $1 quickly up to 2, right? Which is quickly up to 3. You could see that the market took a little bit of a pump. We went from 80 cents to like $1.15, $1.20. Actually, I think we hit yesterday. And that was a little mini pump. Why is that possible? So if you're looking at Xing, 1 to 2, you're doing a 2X right there. It's $5 is not very far away, in my opinion.
And Jeep, here's what's crazy. Here's what's mind blowing, people. Like, this is why I get so amped up about this shit and why I do believe it could hit $100. WPT at $100 is only a $1 billion market cap. When you have someone like Nala and you have a workhorse like John, you don't think that they can't get to $1 billion? It may take 2 years, it may take 5 years, but listen to me, and I want you to listen to me very closely. If you know right now you have the opportunity to invest $100, $200, whatever that you can afford without hurting you and your family, and just set it to the side and leave it alone, and you come back to it in 2 to 5 years, and you know that this project's still going to be here, and that it could be a $100 project, why would you not take that risk? Why would you not take that opportunity? That is life-changing, monumental money for people and could do so much for you and your families. And that is a risk that I'm absolutely willing to take.
So when you stake and you see you've earned 10 tokens and you think, what's 10 times 100? Right? That's the wealth you're talking about. I mean, or 100 times 100 or 1,000 times 100. It's not hard when pork chop is feeding the staking pools and the APRs go up. You could come back just having staked in one pool. You can come back in a year and be like, holy crap.
And
How much money do I have?
Yeah.
It's
So here's
real.
the thing I want to really touch on, because transparency is extremely important with me, and honesty, right? That is kind of what I've built my brand on, is being someone that, you know what, I might not always make the best calls, right? But my money's at play. So if we lose, we lost together. But I think it's very important that you guys understand. Like, so the other day I posted how I'm making around 73 WPT a day on my current staking platform. I want you guys to understand, though, for one, I have a large bag, right? So that's one. I have a large investment in this project that is earning that kind of return. But as more people and more holders and more tokens are being staked, that APR is going to come down, guys. So it may get to the point where I may only get 10 tokens a day a year from now, even on the bag I have now. But I just think it's very important that you guys understand that someone's honest with you and tells you the truth, that look, as this grows, and that's why it's so important to get in now, right? At the infancy, because you could throw $500 or $1,000 in and be earning, say I'm just throwing out a number, 5-10 tokens a day. And, you made 300 tokens free a month, and then you made, 600 month 2, whatever you earn, right? Because you're compounding, it's compounding APR. I just think it's very important, though, that I want you guys to understand what I'm saying is, as the pools keep getting filled with stakers and the pools keep getting filled with WPT from people staking their tokens, that APR is going to go down. I'm going to give you an example. Shift token was a 38% APR when I staked my tokens. And because most of the community is diamond hands, they all stake their tokens, and the APR is now 13%, right? So it's completely different than when I started. But once again, that is one of the benefits to getting in early in a project, is you're racking up some serious tokens, especially if you believe in a project long term.
Yeah. Well, let's say you do get 10 tokens a day comparative. And, I've got a pretty big bag in there too. And I've watched that. And I love using the compound button as my DCA right now. I have no interest in pulling anything out of those staking pools, unless it's for a little gas fee, for something that I might need it for, but if you figure, at a point, if you figure at a point where WPT will be a $100 token, and I think that's a moderate guesstimate, and you are earning 10 WPT a day, that's $500 a day, not a week, not a month, a day.
And not only that, like, unlike other projects, we're not minting tokens. We're not taking tokens as, a tax and just feeding that into people. We have the real life ROI coming back from the MCA lenders feeding pork chop. That's buying a huge percentage of WPT at the moment. We're at 6.745 or 6.75% of the total supply already in there. We're 110 days old. We're going to take 5% from that every 30, 60, 90, every 60 days minimum. You know what I mean? That does not have to come out. We haven't done it yet, even though we're 100 something days old. We don't need to top up them pools. We got a 420, 430 holders. We're all earning between 30 and 60 APR. You know what I mean? We don't need people earning 150 APR. That's not sustainable. You know what I mean? People will start aping in, and next thing, the whole thing's an absolute mess, and pork chop owns very little. But as we grow, we can take that 5%. I know Jonathan says we want to own about 20% in pork chop consistently. I think that's going to get to 30%, and it's going to drop to 25 and build back up to 30. We're going to take out that 5% again, top up the pools. We're back down to 25, and that's going to be kind of our sustainability for those pools. I firmly believe if you have, $1,000 to $2,000 in WPT, you should be realistically able to earn 25 to 30% on that pretty consistently. Just with what's going to come back from the ROI from the MCA lenders, and the fact that we can use those funds to go into pork chop, and then they're going to top up the pools.
And another thing that everyone's just kind of glazing over, and they're not really fully understanding the math here. Bacon tokens is a 1 million supply. Guys, if Bacon token gets to just the market cap that WPT is right now, 11 million, that's $11 a Bacon token. Can you imagine? We don't know yet what we're going to earn, right? It's all going to depend on what your NFT is or how many NFTs you're stacking. But let's just say you got 5 Bacon you're earning a day on top of what you've already got from your WPT. You're making 55 a day in Bacon. I mean, guys, you're talking like, you know, some of you, that's a car payment a week, man. Some of you, that's 2 weeks you just made your house payment. You're able to do more with your kids. This isn't a sales pitch, guys. This is literally an opportunity, I feel like, for good, hardworking people in an inflation-driven society where the government and everybody just takes and takes and takes everything they can from you. DeFi is the one last place, right, where you can come up and become wealthy without having to like sell your soul to somebody. I mean, I'm telling you guys, you know, if I wouldn't be so passionate about this if I didn't believe this was going to be life-changing money for a lot of us. And like I said, that's why I'm truly backing and supporting this project to the T. And, you know, we haven't even got into what ham's going to be, but I'm telling you right now, Bacon has a 1 million supply and we don't know where it's going to finally settle at. You know, it could be a 10 million market cap token because it's going to be publicly tradable a month or two from now, whenever John brings it to the public. You're going to be able to buy and sell it, trade it just like any other token. I'm telling you guys, this is an opportunity to get Ethereum or to get in Bitcoin when all those other people were laughing at you and telling you were stupid and the shit was never going to go anywhere. And then you look back and you go, oh shit, I had 1,000 Bitcoin and Bitcoin was $60,000 at all-time high. And you would have never had to work another day in your life when you go in that morning and you got to punch your time clock. Don't make that mistake, guys. Like I said, even if it's $100 and you just got to skip a damn weekend out partying with your friends to just get you a tiny bag and stake it. I just feel like this is an opportunity for all of you to do something big long term. You just got to have that mindset, man. You got to be tunnel vision. You got to wake up in the morning and go, is this the life I want to live? Do I want to keep going to work to a job I fucking hate 10 to 12 hours a day and people I don't like? Or if I sacrifice and make the investment now and possibly in the future never have to do this again, to me it's a no-brainer, guys.
Words
I
of
know what I'm
wisdom.
going to do. On that note, if you're watching on Twitter, head over to the WPT YouTube channel. I'm going to run a competition right now. So I'm going to give away $200 worth of WPT. I'm going to give away $50 each to 4 people. And what I want you to do is comment on the WPT YouTube channel. If you put in hashtag WPT, I'm going to just pick a winner from that. I'm going to see all the comments.
Yeah,
Remember, I can't actually see the comments on Twitter. So it has to be either on our Twitch account or our YouTube account. So if you want me to see them, make sure you get over to the WPT YouTube account and put hashtag WPT. I'm going to pick 4 winners that are going to win $50 worth of WPT in, let's say, 5 minutes.
Oh, I already see 3 entries. And you know what? These people have been listening for hours now, too. I am so impressed. Dedication. They are probably just as pumped as we are for these NFTs, and we are at the finish line, folks.
You said that was to 4 people, right, Dave?
Yeah, so $50 to 4 people, the total of $200 worth of WPT.
Yeah, so I put hashtag WPT myself, but if I win, I'm absolutely giving it away to one of you guys in the community, because without you guys, this project is nothing, right? The community, the people that believe in the project, you know, like I said, the people that have been on this live stream for almost 3 hours now, you're the people that, you know, this project was built for the people, by the people. And I'm telling you guys, one day we're all going to get together and look back, whether it's 2-3 years from now, and be like, I remember that damn 3-hour long stream waiting for those NFTs, but now I never have to work again. And that's the goal, man. That's really the vision.
That is so true. You know, I remember back in man, it was probably 2013 or 14. Bitcoin was $100, and I was building myself a mining rig to mine. I was hoping to mine Bitcoin. You know, $100 was a lot back then, you know, too. I mean, it was just a matter of, okay, how many can I break even with if I was to build this, blah, 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 blah. at that time was right around the time when you needed ASICs in order to mine Bitcoin. So that's why I decided to mine Litecoin, which was only $20. And, in hindsight, I was trying to get, I didn't have much money, and I was trying to get my friends involved. I said, look, for 10 grand, if we all pitch in, we can start mining Bitcoin. And here's how many we can make per year. And it was something like 100 per year. Just looking back, like, oh my gosh, how stupid. Like, why wouldn't people listen? Why wouldn't you listen? And I didn't have the money. And here I am, it's 2022, and I couldn't believe in anything more than I believe in this project. So I know in hindsight what not to do.
And guys, this is a project where, like I said, you have someone like Nala, you have someone like us four in here right now that have been extremely versed in the realm for a long time, that we've made all the mistakes. If you think I didn't make mistakes, you're strongly mistaken. What Jeep was just saying, when they first installed all the Bitcoin machines and all the movie theaters and all that shit, I would go up there, buy a ticket to the movie, I'd throw $100 in, buy some Bitcoin, put the receipt in my pocket. I never fully understood the concept that if you lose that ticket, you'll never have that money again. So I'd be throwing that shit in my visor. I'd throw it in my dash, and then one would fly out the window, and I'm like, well, fuck, how do I get that money back? And I don't even want to think. I don't want to know how much Bitcoin I lost doing that. But that was a learning curve. And my second learning curve was listening to people that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And it cost me a shit ton of money. For one, I got invested in USI Tech, which was a Ponzi scheme. Most of you know that story. But secondly, one of my buddies like, hey, dude, you need to get in Pac Coin. It was like Pac-Man coin or Pac Coin or some shit. He's like, dude, put in like $2,000 with me, bro. This shit's like 15 zeros. It'll 100x easy. I said, okay, cool, man. Fucking bought it, right? Sent him the money, bought it. And I got that shit sitting in my wallet. And I was like, hey, man, can I send this to my Coinbase? Because I didn't know. I didn't know what the fuck. I was new to crypto. I literally had never bought anything other than Bitcoin. He's like, yeah, man, you can send that shit to your wallet and it'll show up on Coinbase. Guess what?
I know where this story's going.
Hey, that motherfucker's been pending transaction for 12 years now. It never
the same thing.
It never made it to no wallet, bro.
Whoops.
Yeah. Well, Ponzi, to be fair, last year I put $3,500 into a project. I turned that into a little over 110 grand.
Ooh.
I cashed out on that project 2 days ago to buy some NFTs, and that whole 110 grand is worth $408.
Oh,
I've had some good runs too. I put $100 into something and pulled out over 20 grand. So I can't complain really. You know what I mean? But it just shows you what this space, and if you don't do the research, you don't put the effort in, you don't believe in the project, you don't believe in the team, and if that project and team, even if you do believe them, if they don't actually show some gravitas, they don't actually have that real world utility, you're gonna lose your fucking money. I don't give a shit what anyone says. You know what I mean? Right. You're gonna lose, because if you don't believe in them, they don't know what they're doing. If they're not willing to put their face on camera, they're not willing to say who they are, those guys are ready to run at any point. And I've seen it so many times.
What I'm about to say is probably the most single important thing I'm ever going to say in crypto. Guys, you have to go with your heart and you have to go with your gut. You got to leave your emotions out of this shit. And I'm going to tell you 2 examples of where projects pulled at my heartstrings and it cost me over $300,000. So first was a project that was, I'm not gonna call them out, but first was a project that was a charity token. We're helping people all over the world. We're taking in all this money. We're gonna put 80% of the money back into helping people. We're gonna do all these big things. I did an AMA with them. They sent $2,500 to a charity of my choice. I was hooked at that point. I was like, these are good people. And guess what? I still believe the developer's a good person. I just believe that charity tokens, 99% of them are going to fail in DeFi, because at the end of the day, I literally can go to the website of whatever I want to contribute to and just send them the money directly without ever going through a developer, without ever paying taxes. I mean, if you're getting into a charity token, my belief, this is personally just my opinion, If you're getting into a charity token, it's to make you a quick 2-3x get out, because at the end of the day, you truly don't believe in the project, because you know that if you just wanted to donate to kids in Africa, you would just go to the website and send $100. You're not really worried about making a profit. So in that project alone, I watched my bag go from $4,000 up to $75,000. And I was the number 3 wallet. And I'm like, dude, no, it's a charity token. Don't sell on them. Don't sell on them. And when I finally cashed out, my $4,000 was worth $1,200. Then there was another project that they had a pre-sale. I bought in price $6,000.80 into the pre-sale because I truly believed in the vision and the technology, and I thought I was going to be helping save children's lives. And you know, they on paper everything looked like it was going to be phenomenal. Like the technology was really going to do all this stuff to really help save kids in certain situations. I watched my bag run up to another $75,000, almost $80,000. And while everybody that I brought in the project was selling at all-time high at $5, I sat there. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to these guys. You know, I'm going to ride this out. I think this can be like huge long-term. And at the end of the day, when I sold out of that project after one of the developers who I told the owners he was shady, I told him I got a really bad vibe about this guy, that he just, everything he was saying wasn't added up. He took out what, $45,000 on accident into his pocket, and he left. And at that point, I sold my position and I ended up selling out at $4,000. So what I've really told people in this project, like some of you got in at 12 cents, some of you got in at 20, 30, 40, whatever. If you're in a position where you need money or you have to take profits, you will never hear me say, don't take money out if you need it for you and your family. Me personally, you know, I'm with Ape. You know, I might sell 50 to 100, take out some for gas, you know, just so I don't have to go through the Coinbase shit. But I truly believe in this project, you know, but I'm also not at the end of the day going to be stupid either. If I got $5 million in my wallet, I mean, I'm going to fucking take profit eventually, just like everybody should. That's what the whole point of investing is. But that's going to lead me to my next point, guys. If this project does take off the way we believe it's going to get to, and you do make life-changing money, don't forget where you came from. Don't fucking drop $5 million or $50,000 on the community that helped make you and make you wealthy. Just have some respect for the community and the holders and the team that helped you get that way. And that's one of the main reasons I get so mad about people in Saitama that always, you know, badmouth Saitama. I know some of these guys have made off with millions of dollars and they're degrading the community. They're talking about the community. I'm like, dude, you literally had nothing. You literally had nothing. And you're going to bash the same community that helped made you wealthy. And I got a problem with that, man. It doesn't have to be Saitama. It can be any project. If a project you invested in small makes you wealthier, allows you to change your life, don't come back and hurt that community. And, you know, like I said, each person has their own opinion. Some people can drop, like on Shinja, somebody dropped $7 million, didn't even think twice about it. Come on, man, have some respect, because there's little holders out there. There's little people that don't have a lot of money to invest in these projects. So just have some respect, man. Like that shit's important.
Absolutely. That's absolutely important. Yeah. What's the old saying? We don't shit where we eat.
Yeah. Or bite the hand that feeds you. Same concept.
Yeah. Well, like to be honest, we're not promoting it. Like I spoke about this earlier on. We're not promoting that, you know, we're going to give you 100x, 1,000x, 2,000x. We don't want you to dump on us. Essentially, I sleep at night because I don't give a shit what price WPT is when I wake up in the morning. I know it's going to be still here. It's going to still have some value, and we're going to grow over time. And I plan on never selling my original bag. I think I've 25 or 30,000 tokens at this stage. Like, you know what I mean? I don't plan on selling any of them. I'm just going to sell whatever rewards I want in the future while still adding into my bags, you know, collectively. So, like, at the end of the day, we want real investors, not these kind of moon kids that come along and just get a 2x and dump on the whole community and start this whole cascade effect. You know what I mean? I'm hoping people that invest in WPT can see this, and this is what the future of crypto is going to be. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick our 4 winners. So woo! I'm afraid to pull up the StreamYard picker thing because my internet's been so bad. I'm still actually rocking. I'm just the the little circle bit of the Wi-Fi symbol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes and just scroll up through the chat. And if I land on a hashtag WPT, that's who's going to win. Okay. So hold on. Rocky Mountain Way, you've just won $50 in WPT.
Hey, good job. He joins us in a lot of our VCs and whatnot too.
Okay, next one is I got Clint Lit. So Clint Lit.
Oh, Clitoris.
Do you remember that name in the Telegram? It was such a good name. Hold on. Right, okay, I'm going again. Okay, I got Chris Phillips. You just won $50 in WPT. So that's 3. So that's Clint Lit. Who was the next one? Clint Lit. We have Rocky Mountain Way, and we have Chris Phillips. And then the last person. Hold on, I'm gonna close my eyes now again. Scrolling up and down. That doesn't say WPT hashtag. Hold on. Joe, I swear to God, you are the luckiest guy I have ever met in my entire life. Every time there's a giveaway, you are in there with your nose winning some WPT. But John Murphy, look, congratulations, you're the 4th winner of the WPT. If you want, you can send go over to Telegram. I recognize the name, so look, you can DM me your wallet address. I'll get the WPT sent over to you as quick as I can.
I love his comment. He said, I'm using the stream to get ready for a Jerry Lewis telethon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe it's time to wrap it up.
I don't mean to cut it short. We've been on for a few hours. My wife has made me dinner. And if I want to live through tonight, tomorrow, and mint a NFT, I better get my ass down there and help out and be a part of this thing. How long do you have to be on for?
No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap this up, Abe. I'm just after texting Jonathan. So what he's going to do, he's going to announce it. He's still testing with Matt from Brew Labs. As soon as it's ready, he's going to give people a little bit of time to get ready, and he's going to have to mint and go live as quick as he can. But he's just in the middle of it now. So he's going to announce it to the community, probably both on Telegram and Twitter. So
yeah,
I'm gonna wrap this up for now. But like, we're talking very soon in the next couple of hours, guys. So be ready.
We're at the finish line.
I got the same memo. All right, brothers. Well, dude, Ponzi cheap, Dave. Thank you, man.
It's an absolute pleasure, guys. And thanks a lot, community. And make sure the winners DM me with their Ethereum address for the WPT as well.
Yep. And thanks,
congratulations to all the winners.
Congrats, guys.
Woo.
WPT.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Some NFTs and bacon.
Bacon.
See you later, man. I can't wait. I want to see everybody's NFT now come tomorrow on the chat. I'm going to have some battles and PFPs for everybody. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Go. Laters.
Talk to you.